Astroja. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Trust the facts. Lesbian and black. He was just as tired. Much to be desired. Naked on that body cam. Couldn't touch a lot of hands. And that cover up.
asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them May said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on a Monday. And you know what? What they say? What's the old boy's law? Murphy's law? If it can go wrong, it will. Right? And on a Monday, it just don't never. You just can't never count on a Monday.
I don't know, Murphy.
Everything ain't gonna just be the same the way you left it. You know when you get towards the middle of the month, sometimes Microsoft got a mind of its own. I woke up this morning, Apple talk about, hey, you got to update, right? My iPhone said, hey, actually one of them I plugged in said, congratulations, you have a new update. My iPad said, hey, yo, you didn't plug me up last night, so I couldn't get I be nervous though. Some days you get an update and you be like, where is my, or it be showing your pictures on your screen. You be like, hold on. I didn't ask for all this. So you got to watch them updates. But you know what it is, the Maze Jackson Show on a Monday. I had a busy weekend. But you know what? It's a good day. And on a Monday, it's Ruthie Mo, you in the building. How you feeling on a Monday? You know I'm looking at your head. You got like some shiny forehead going on.
You should have remoted me in.
You got you some
You should have remoted me in.
Why should I have remoted you in? You got business today.
It's snowing.
I
could have remoted.
I
could have remoted.
Not at 9 o'clock.
They got these robots that you can like send in your place. You can like control them. They can walk to wherever you need them to walk to.
I was actually going to tell y'all that there's this place that they have now in Chicago that is advertising that they're the first restaurant to have robot waiters.
Is it like a sushi place?
Yes. You saw that?
I've been there.
You have? Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the robot treatment, though, if we talking about the same place.
And it's like they got ninjas and stuff, and people be...
Nah, I ain't seen none of that, so maybe we talking about something different.
This is like something you got to add. I It's like a Wagyu experience. It's like a Wagyu tasting menu.
No, I don't think. I think mine was the scaled down version.
It's like where you get like the best cuts of Wagyu beef, and they put it in all type of stuff that you know. You ever had a Wagyu, like you ever had that when it's like $150 an ounce?
Never.
It's like you can't even find. It's like they hand massage the cow.
Ain't it like eating fat though? Like eating a hunk of fat.
No, it's like it's meat fat. It's like a 1-to-1 ratio. You know how when you look at a marbled steak and you see a lot of red, it's like for every red you see a white. For every red you see a white.
I don't know if I want that much.
It's like buttery. It's buttery. Ruthie, let me tell you. See, remember last time we went to the steakhouse? You was like, wait a minute.
It was good.
See? Yeah, upgrade. Yeah. Up. Up. Have you ever had foie gras?
No.
Never had a stuffed goat liver sprinkled
right?
goose liver. All right.
Nah, I think I'm good.
Mashed, put over your steak. Oh, you got to do it in.
It's
pairs.
like that potty meat, canned potty meat.
Nah, it ain't.
Yes, it
ain't.
is. Yes, it is.
No, I'm telling you, when you have like a buttery slice, you put it on your steak. Like when you go to Paris, it's like it's foie gras. I be like, y'all done messed up a whole bunch of geese around here. Remember when we used to have a ban on it?
Yeah. Do you think that the Chinese people should be able to make their shark fin soup, or do you think it's cruel to just? What do you think?
Do they eat the rest of the shark?
I don't know. When I saw a little thing about it, they just had the dead shark just with no fins. But I would imagine they would do
now
something
you know
with the
if
rest.
the
Like
Chinese gonna eat the dog, they're gonna get the rest of it.
So you think it's okay?
Only if I tried it.
Gotcha.
Right, like I'd have to be like off in something. Nah, that's not cool. Cause that's how we got COVID. The monkey flu or something.
That is not how we got the vid.
Something. They was around there
not.
messing. Oh, see, I'm just saying. They told us it wasn't from China. They snapped on us.
You know they saying
but they snapped on Trump for that though. Just think
they?
about it.
Didn't
Remember,
they?
they was like, "Come to Chinatown."
Told him he was, what is it? When you don't like
xenophobic.
Told him he was xenophobic.
Xenophobic. All right, it's the Mace Jackson show. That is Ruthie Moore. You can hear her. She.
If you ain't got to go outside today, don't go right now.
Hey man, it's crazy out there.
It's coming down.
Oh, snow! I didn't see. I got here when it was. They said it's gonna be 1 to 3 inches. This morning.
It's coming down.
So
right
if you
now.
got to drive to work today, you're gonna be busted. But I was. I'm gonna tell you, I was a little nervous driving this morning. I hate when it's 19 below. So I know that it is frozen. Mm-hmm. Right? I know that the ground is frozen. So I try to leave out a little early to anticipate the weather. But I hate when somebody ride up on me when it's cold out. Like, it's like, fam, go around. Like, if you need to speed, go.
People be tripping.
Go. I be like, dog, don't ride. I'm in the right lane, Joe.
Was it a truck?
No. Nope. Not a truck. It was a car speed. And then, it be the days. Well, it's okay. I'm going to stop. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moe, in the building. Also behind the scenes, it's like he got it. Look, his hair growing in. So now it's like he in his this. You got about 2 more days of that before it goes. I'm right there. See, I missed my haircut yesterday, so I didn't get my Sunday cut. So I'm over the line. That's why I didn't really get dressed today, because I felt like, man, my clothes ain't gonna match my my togetherness. So it's all good. Yeah, I'm in that. I'm on so I can actually do 2 weeks on the haircut, but I done got spoiled to the 1 week plan. So it's like I'm feeling a certain kind of way this morning. But it's okay. It's the Mace Jackson Show. But I got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, in the building. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling this morning?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest is, like you said, it was a Monday. I left everything here Ruthie set up. Came in. I'm going to take the blame for it. But Maze was in here trying to hit the play button. And
it was no play button. There was no play button. Stop. So there was no play button. There was no play button. Right. And, I was sitting here at like 5:58. Like, he going to come. Then I look up and it say 6:02, and I'm like, oh. I look at my phone, so I'm like, I got to do the Mace Jackson.
Nah.
So I was getting ready to get it. It was getting ready to work. It was just gonna be YouTube and Mace.
No, I try to get. You know how on my days, you know how like Sunday I usually leave, set everything up. I do the last
I turned
show.
it on. It was all set up.
Right, set everything up, test everything. You know, leave, make sure okay, everything good. I can always come in and press play. Today I actually left. I'm telling you, I left out earlier than usual.
Yeah.
But the road, I'm telling you, it's
I'm not
literally
debating.
30. So I get here and I'm like, oh, it's one of them days. Well, now I gotta go. And
I gotta
reset
hear
the
this
whole
for the
thing.
whole, and I'm
but
hear
I'm
Mace
taking
talking
blame.
smack
Oh, no,
the whole show.
It was my fault. See, had I got here earlier, had I left
what?
out a little
Wait
bit
a-
more on time,
wait, what is
man,
going
then I
on?
would've
Don't show
came
no
here,
humility, Riis.
And I would have
Riis, no, don't show no humility.
Nah, Ruthie, see, it happened before. See, now it says, so now
growth?
I thought
Is
I
this
had
growth
it.
I
I
did?
thought I had it. So it was like, you know what? So, but you know what, had I be like, it's snowing in Chicago, I should check the weather the whole day before, come through and be like, you know what, I should really leave out earlier and make sure, because it happened before. So I should be here with at least enough time to be like, so if it ever happens again, then it'll be already set way before 6 o'clock, Ruthie. So, man.
Where am I? Is this bizarro world? I didn't know you could hear growth. Did I just hear growth on air? Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that it wasn't on someone else? Hold on. Did I just hear a millennial take responsibility? I'm gonna. Well, I'll be damned. Did I just hear? I don't believe I just heard that. Did I just hear? I can't believe I just heard that. Did that just happen on air? We're going to have to turn that into a spot. Wait a minute. Did I just hear growth on air? How does that happen? What happened this week? You know what? See, I told you one of these days it might all work, because did I just hear growth on air? Did Riis, hey y'all, to everybody over 45, did we just hear, well, excuse me, in TENILLE's case, 43. Did we just hear Riis take some responsibility? For what he could have easily tossed to somebody else? He could have blamed it on the weather. I'll be damned. You know what? I'm not going to even ride you for the rest of the show on that, just because I am just flabbergasted right here. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, DJ Responsible Riis in the building. Let's do this, man. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this bad boy. And now I'm not going to be mad if it don't work, because the computer is acting crazy today. See, look at that. You think you do it?
I'm in the back working, man. Doing my job.
Let's see what you do. Can we get this thing up and away? Oh, damn. Look at that. It is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. I got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Plus, Ruthie Moore is in the building. Okay, y'all. So, Responsible Riis today just threw off my whole little you dig. Because y'all know that today is the boss's birthday, right? Today, first of all, I was wondering what the hell was going on. So, I don't know if y'all saw this weekend. Did y'all see my grandbaby? She had her first experience at Disney on Ice. And clearly, she was like, I own the arena. I gotta tell you, it hurt my heart that I was not there. It really did. I was out getting signatures. And, I was thinking, it's kind of weird, because it's like this damn political life some days has always, we had to talk about that. Anyway, shout out to my sister, who is celebrating her 43rd birthday today on January 24th. If y'all did not see her clearly have a photo shoot, I was wondering what the hell was going on. But now I'm starting to realize the new thing to do is have you a birthday photo shoot. So TENILLE had all time. She had a head did, makeup. I was wondering TENILLE is social media, and so you be seeing the stories and stuff, and you're like, what is going on? Did something happen I ain't know? And then all of a sudden, she got a new profile pic. Like all made up. I'm talking about eyeshadow, lipstick, hair. She took her hair down, got it all pressed. I know you ain't getting no perm.
Pressed Maze.
What you do? Air dry it? She got it air dried. You know, I mean, you know when the ladies make their hair straight. Right, but you gotta blow dry it. What is it? Straight, you know. She ain't getting no pressing comb. I remember my mama used to use the pressing comb on. She used to be mad. Anyway, TENILLE, happy birthday to the boss. You know I'm gonna give her shouts out throughout the whole day.
Happy birthday.
But y'all do me a favor. Y'all make sure. I actually want to have more birthday shouts. No, and I won't do it. Let's do it. I was gonna say I'm gonna have more birthday shouts for her on my page than hers. But y'all make sure y'all show her extra birthday love. Hey y'all, gotta tell y'all about the Jacksons. You know, man, it's been a long time. About 25 years we've been doing this as a team. And I'm going to tell you that if y'all, TENILLE catches more of the brunt of, well, she used to. Now she Fortune 500. She Fortune 100. I'm like Fortune 1200 now. TENILLE is the baller. But let me just tell y'all, there is no Maze Jackson. There is no Wiftable Media. There's no Maze Jack. There's no any of all of this without my sister. And you know, I think it's so many times in our business and personal history, and sometimes it's hard to be brother and sister and be in business because, you know, y'all women don't be knowing y'all place. And so, you know, and your sister, I be like, look, when I say what it is, nah. I just want to tell y'all, man, it's just so funny because I think about people now, knowing TENILLE now, at 40 plus. Can I tell y'all, if y'all think y'all think she cracked the whip now, can you imagine when we was in our 20s and 30s, and if you didn't do right, you had to go on the porch and see Big Swill? Let me just tell you, it was. I mean, we done came a long way. We done came a long way. I done dragged her into a whole bunch of stuff. Then she be like, how in the hell did I get here? But I gotta tell you how much I love my sister, y'all. And I want to celebrate. I want her to have a great birthday. Y'all make sure y'all show her some love. Love, and respect. Just know that there's not been any production that you've seen me do. There's not any place, people, place, or thing that we have not done together. And man, I just got to tell y'all, because some people seem to always forget this. I'm just tell y'all, just in the universe. No matter what, fam, she's still my sister. Right? Like, y'all, people like it in the movies. They don't like it in real life sometimes. Understand what it is. Happy birthday, TENILLE. We gonna shout you out a little bit later on, but I just wanted to make sure that you know how much your brother. You know you got the title of the broadcast today. Happy birthday, TENILLE. All right? Y'all make sure y'all show my sister some love. Cause man, she is actually the glue of our family. She is responsible for keeping us all connected, keeping us all going in the right direction. And oftentimes, when I am the pessimist, she is the optimist. When I retreat, she goes forward. And I just tell y'all, man, probably got the biggest heart, most care, and quite frankly, when I gave up on people, when I said I'm through messing with these, working with people and having employees, and TENILLE went on to create and continue to create jobs and opportunities, whether it's in the restaurant industry, when it's in the hospitality. And it's so great to see, like, full circle, the people who, man, do y'all know we had people when we first started, if you wanted to be a Maze Jack, you had to audition? Like, you had to audition, like, we did make you go get the cheesecake, like you saw making the band. To be on the street team, you had to make the street team. Like, you had to audition, like you had to do a skit. Like you had to perform. You had to have a special talent. And TENILLE be like, you want to be famous? Well, fame costs. And right here is where you... Oh, that was Debbie Allen. My bad. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we will get into our headlines plus the social media question of the day. It is the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase. And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? Happy birthday, Miss TENILLE Jackson. Today is January 24th. It is 6:35 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. We're going to go on ahead and traffic first. And traffic O'Hare to the Loop is 37 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 29 on the Edens. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 45 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 40. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 58 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, 53. Going to Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an accident, so that's going to be an hour and 10 minutes. Also an accident going in the other direction, so that will be an hour and 6. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is also an hour and 6 minutes. Back will be 47 minutes. The Dan Ryan is 21 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, everything in both directions is 10 minutes. That's 55th to Jackson and back. And on the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 19 and snowing. Today will only be a high of 28 with a low of 10. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's God's going to turn around here on this beautiful Monday.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. From glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha, oh Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please, son, look and have mercy. Have mercy over our...
Wake up, Chicago! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, plus DJ Riis the Ruler. Want to say what's up to WBGX 1570 AM. Shout out to all the Saints that join us every day at 6:30. Why you laughing, Ruthie? You know the Saints still got their house coats on.
I think a lot of people would consider themselves to be Saint Maze.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you a Saint, then you ain't got to get up early. Sinner, you got to put in some extra work. You know what I'm saying? The Saints, you know, I see the Saints be up in the house They be around the house. The Saints be cooking that thick bacon with the thing on the edge, right?
With the rind.
Right. The Saints be, they got pink house coats, some slippers on. You know what I'm saying? The Saints be. Well, let me back up because the Saints probably already up and dressed because they get up at 3 o'clock because they went to bed at 7. Right? Saints get up at 3. Maybe we'll start inviting the Saints to get here at 6 and show them how have a Facebook class at 5:30. How to work this thing. Wrench around there. Wrench around there and push that inner button. We're going to get people signed up. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, plus DJ Riis, the ruler, in the building. Sending big happy shout-outs to TENILLE. All right, y'all. Ruthie, I know you wasn't tuned in, but hey, Joe.
To what?
Football this weekend. I got to tell you, this was one of the best football weekends that I have experienced in recent history. Every game came down to the wire. Every game was exciting. Man, I got to tell you. And to cap it off with that game last night, 13 seconds on the clock, Joe. First of all, it was a minute.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, Josh Allen. I know Josh Allen.
He still ain't sleeping right now.
Man, Josh Allen. What's his receiver that stayed on the field the year before?
Diggs.
Oh, God.
Did he go out early, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got hurt.
Yeah, man. That. Then, Riis, I said, because, Carrie was looking at me like, how much football we going to watch this weekend? She like, it's on Saturdays and Sundays now, right? So I took a quick Ozark. I gave her an Ozark break, right? Because I was like, okay, I could watch. Man, Riis, we came back in the last 2 minutes on the Kansas City game. For real? Like that, man, Joe, the last 2 minutes,
It was over 3 times. 3 times it was over 3.
And y'all know I was heartbroken for my man Tom Terrific, but I got to say, how about that game? Right? And he didn't have, if he would have had any weapons, your boys, the Rams would just be grateful. Come on, man. They lost the whole whip, Joe. They lost the whole, if Antonio Brown wouldn't have snapped off, they would have won the game. Dog, y'all don't trip. Y'all thought Tom Terrific was finna pull it on him.
You know how you be talking about basketball players and how you always be talking about Luka Doncic and something like that. When you talk about your boy, about your boy, that's how
who
I feel.
Nah. Riis, who better than him? No, Luka Doncic. Are you really trying to compare Luka Doncic to Tom Brady? Yes? Riis, you are. You going back to that millennium? No. You saying the Eminem joint. You saying the Eminem joint.
Saying, like, how you always trying to crown
name me a better quarterback. Give me a better black quarterback. If you can give me a black quarterback even close, I'll give it to him.
Patrick Mahomes.
How many didn't the GOAT beat him?
He beat the GOAT too.
No, not in the Super Bowl.
But he beat him to get to the Super Bowl.
Hey, bro. Okay, all right. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes with 1 Super Bowl ring, right? To Tom Brady's, how many? And in the head-to-head matchups, what Tom got, 7?
Yeah, 6 rings, I think.
6, 7. I mean, I lost count after he got off the first hand. And I really don't even want to hold him up like that. But Joe, like, just say when you was watching that game, bro, if he had one more weapon, okay, so
I'm not gonna lie.
I
know Tom is great. I'm not gonna lie. I kept saying in the fourth quarter, I said they have to score. They got the ball and then they ended up throwing the ball back and giving it back. He missed a field goal. I said, they need to score. You cannot give Tom Brady all. I don't care. Listen, you, and Ruthie could have been wide receivers. With Tom Brady, anything is possible. Listen, so I'm like, oh, my God, it's close. Oh, my God. They didn't tie it up. They lost. They lost. And so they tied it.
It's over. Right. See?
I'm so tired of these Tom Brady stories.
And I'm just saying, if he had one... Dog, he lost his whole receiver core, bro. Come on, man. He lost Chris Godwin, right? Like, the loss of Chris Godwin, then AB, plus, who else?
Yeah. But he had Mike Evans, though, so I can't really say that. He had Mike Evans.
Okay, bro.
He had Mike Evans.
No. He had one. Okay, I'm through. I'm going to let that go. Then, you know what? And then I got to tell you, the 49ers sending Aaron Rodgers home with the Robbie Gold kick. I just need to say, y'all, we can't really claim the Robbie Gold thing, though. Like, I feel like so many Chicago Bears fans wanted to be a part of that because we ain't beat Green Bay in so damn long that we was claiming Robbie Gold that we dumped. Robbie Gold been gone for like 6 years now.
We tried to sign him back, but that's the reason why he's still with them. That's because they used a franchise tag on the kicker because we was going to sign him last year. That's how petty that is. But he played in Lambeau all them years, so I'm sure he used to playing in Lambeau. And then to top it off, it was an EIU quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo from EIU, one of them directional schools.
Look,
did it for us. Let's go,
see,
EIU.
Look how, and it was, look, see how I renamed him and see how he called him. See how you define your opponent. He called himself the directional school now, right? He ain't just saying, us, the mighty Eastern Illinois. He like, yep, we us old directional schools. It's all good, though. It's all good. Yeah, man. And then the Bengals, I look
good.
Hey, man, I like Cincinnati. I always have since the Icky Shuffle, right? Since the Icky Shuffle way back in the day, I like Boomer. I don't know, like I used to always play with them. When on Tecmo Bowl, like I would always play with the Bengals. So it's gonna be fun, man. And I actually like Joe Burrow, right? I like Joe Burrow when he was at LSU, even though again he's a cracker white boy. Oh, excuse me.
I want you to keep that same energy with Tom too.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Pardonnez-moi. I'm trying to get sponsors. Excuse me. This is the new sold out Maze Out. Pardon me. And that advertisement was not really for white boys. It was really for saltine crackers. We'd like to get you to try. Do you have chili? Do you like chili?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, if you like chili, then get some saltine crackers to go right inside of your chili, along with a little cheddar cheese, a dollop of sour cream, as well as a few jalapeno peppers, and boy, you'll be set to go.
If they unsalted, are they just white crackers? Or are they saltine crackers?
White crackers.
I'm saying, what do you call them if they ain't got no salt? If they got the unsalted top.
Unsalted.
You just say, do y'all got some of them white crackers?
Yeah, if you call them American.
Sponsorships right now. We're going to try tomorrow, y'all.
Sponsors, tune in tomorrow. We're going to try back again. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're in a little bit of rare form. Also, Riis, I don't know what was going on with me with the sports this weekend, but I actually tuned into the Bulls on Friday night. And speaking of crackers no salt or crackers with salt, Grayson Allen. Did you see Grayson Allen, Alex Caruso, who has turned out to be one of the best pickups this year for the Bulls, just returned to the league, and he actually was going for a layup, and Grayson Allen, who was known as a dirty player at Duke, and they was trying to protect him. The announcers was trying to protect him, like, we got to start over. That was college. No, dog, if you was doing dirty stuff in college and you came and then he literally broke, he swiped him with a foul, and then he used his other hand. And I feel like, like when you're doing gymnastics and the coach used the other hand and flip you, it was like he flipped him, and Alex Caruso landed on his wrist and broke his wrist, and so he's out for another 6 to 8 weeks. After just finding out that we going to lose Lonzo Ball for 6 to 8 weeks. It's all right, though, because it's still time for us to get back in time for the playoffs. And then Alex Caruso busted 3 after he had a broke wrist, too. Was kind of crazy. All right, I just want to point out to y'all, know that I got to say, we have inspired the COVID crackdown. The COVID test, the fake COVID test crackdown, because these fake COVID testing places have been up forever. Now all of a sudden they cracking down on all of them.
But here's the issue though. Is now there is a lack of places to get testing. So my suggestion, I'm gonna get this to the city for free, is to open back up the testing centers like they had in the beginning.
They doing that at Cook County. He's already started.
I need the city of Chicago to get on board.
So we can open. They can't close down the United Center no more. What you talking about? We got we got a championship to get.
It ain't necessarily got to be the United Center, but I think that the city did a decent enough job of setting up those temporary structures in more of a clean way versus, the for-profit guys that was just proliferating with the little dirty trailers.
And man, Joe, I went to the gas station the other day. They was like, "Get your COVID test here."
No way. You should have took a
Ogden
picture.
Avenue. Ogden. It's on Ogden between Lake and Hubbard. Right there, it's like gas station. It'd be like, go get you a COVID test right over there. And I don't know, Ruthie. You know,
It got to be more accessible. Like if it just has to be more accessible. Like
that's the urban programming. See, urban outreach. That's what they probably sold them sheds as like an urban. You know, like we've got a unique way. These Negroes are used to it. They'll go.
You know, and yeah, I'm with you.
Somebody said, "Look, we got these. What can we do with these extra trailers? Cut them in half, drop them in the hood, and put a wood floor on there. Put a wood floor in there and put some heat. And these Negroes will take the test. They said, did you see the bags of tests?
Yep.
Just in garbage bags piled up.
But did somebody do a whistleblower lawsuit for this to come about?
I don't know. I just know that the day that they was cracking the day we came back on air, and the day after we got off air, they was talking. The next day it was on the news. I'm just telling you, there ain't nobody said nothing about these testing spots till January 5th. January 5th, the first thing, because me and Vince was trying to go get a test and it came back on. And I'm not saying but no, I have not heard nobody talking about them tests until after we said that. Okay. Let's see what else. Real quick. Shout out to my man Devin Gordine, Vice President of What's In It for the Black People. Put out the bat signal this weekend. Went out with me. I had to show Devin. Devin went out old school. We went and got some signatures. Hey, y'all, we went to Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson, boy. Willie Wilson be showing up to them churches. He be having them. He be doing the pastors like they be doing. He be doing Baptist pastors like Baptist pastors do us on Sunday morning.
What you mean?
He be having them. He be having his own meetings and he be holding them for like 4 hours. But you know why? They be waiting to the end though, right? Because Willie was giving out checks for 1,000, and then at the end, look.
That's pocket change.
Let me tell you, Willie Wilson. I don't know. He need to start doing it like James Brown. Like somebody need to come out with a cake with the bag because like Willie Wilson be standing there, Joe, with like stacks of hundreds. It must be like, look, so you sat there for like 5 hours for the meeting. Then you get in line. What?
I think he just he just appreciates people's time.
What? He know he gonna get his money.
He appreciate people's time.
I ain't tripping. $40 an hour. Look, them people was that line, and he got a system. He don't like he's standing there with them brand new crispy $200. So somebody got more than 200 because you know when you got them new ones, they be stuck together. Somebody got like $400. But let me tell you,
goals.
Shout out to Devin Gordine out there and DJ and Devin's sister all out there getting signatures for Carrie Steele. You know though, Ruthie, I'm gonna have a I need y'all. Look, we having petition and football next week. We all going out to go. We going out to get petitions. We gonna have everybody come up, meet up, go get petitions, and then after petitions, we gonna watch the NFL.
I'm down.
Right, and then
we in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Y'all know my birthday is on Sunday too.
Oh.
But today is Tenille's birthday, so we're gonna let her have that. But my birthday is Sunday. Just so y'all know. I'm just telling you. My birthday this month. All right. So shout out to Devin. Also, I don't know, Ruthie, I went to the range yesterday. Fuck him. Man, I was putting it.
You ready?
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's what they say.
Can I tell you what, though? You should have seen Carrie shoot.
She ready, too.
Woo. She got to get her a little gun, though. She got to get her a smaller gun with a bigger.
Obviously, so it can fit right in her nice outfits.
Man, I was thinking, like, do them St. John's got, she got to get the St. John with the conceal.
St. John Wood. This is the underground collection of St. John.
Yes, this is right. Right. Man, I was thinking. Well, I can't tell y'all what I was thinking, but I seen these movies where you can get these hosts. I already picked out the host that I seen in the movie that I'm gonna be like, ooh, you should get this one.
Ooh, Carrie Steele collection.
Dang, Carrie Steele.
Come on,
Oh,
come on. You know them clothes would be so fly.
Carrie-
But you would be ready.
Carrie Steele, above caliber clothing for you.
Ooh,
A higher caliber. Carrie
Come
Steele
on,
clothing.
creativity.
A higher caliber. Yeah.
Come on.
Booga, 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 booga. Man, yo. Can I just tell you though? So the instructor was like, whoever gets the most targets, hits the most body mass shots, whoever the other person has to pay for breakfast. How did I wind up paying for breakfast? I knew there was a setup in the beginning. And I just got to say, man, I'm just tell you, it's only so much gun training I'm going to be able to take, just so y'all know. Right? I was like, hold on, dog. I understand the form and all, but back up. You're going to have to do that you're going to have to get you a pointer or something. You have to, like, hey, Joe.
A laser pointer.
Right. Like, you going to, but you know that's illegal. You can't have a laser pointer gun. I was popping them bad boys off at,
you got to get the optical sight.
30 yards. I was, pika, 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 pika. Twin was like, how come you ain't got no headshots? Because I was like, man, I was passing the test. But I put a hole in, they was like, man, in the heart. I was like,
Ready.
But those heart shots were supposed to be headshots. So I got to pull it down some, right? I got to overcompensate for my uppityness. Because I be wanting to, boom! I want to be able to shoot Ruthie when it's over. Like, I want to do like you seen on them TVs where they be, and then they make a smiley face.
Ooh,
I want to be that good. You ain't never seen where they shoot two eyes and then boom, 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 boom. Yep, all in the headshots too. Hey man, but then first of all, okay, at the range, I just need to tell y'all, there are a lot of people preparing themselves for something that I am not sure that we all, and there's a lot of black people at the range, but there were also a very large amount of white people at the range too. There were, Ruthie. It was like, and they were shooting stuff. Like, not like just little guns. I seen this dude, like, they had to tell one dude with a shotgun, like, hey, man, you got to slow down with that. He was, boom, 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 boom. I was like, I hit 30 for 32. 30 for 30, boy. I'm going to hang, I meant to bring it today. I'm hanging it on the wall right there. In case anybody start feeling some kind of way. You come through that door, I got something. Boom, 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 boom. Man.
So y'all just know to keep a body vest on because he ain't got no headshots in him.
Oh, no, I got headshots. I just chose them for I'm going to have headshot practice. Like, I'm buying cases of bullets just for headshot practice. Right? I'm going to be I want when they bring it back, you know how when that thing goes and it come all the way back?
Uh-huh.
I want to just be a big old, like, hole.
In the head part.
Yep. Like, oh yeah. First though, I gotta know them kill shots. You stuck, man. Then somebody was gonna have a colostomy bag at one point. Cause I was big. Oh, I'll take that.
Not a bag.
Oh man.
Just kill me.
Man. Ooh.
Just take me out.
Man. That's when I'm gonna bring it close to like one and all right, let me stop. It's the Maze Jackson Show. What else did I get? Ozark. If y'all watch Ozark, I just need to tell you that show is off the chain. And then finally, I do believe that Russia will be moving into Ukraine, and it's getting me nervous because this is how we started World War II. Right? Remember? I don't know no Ukrainians though. Well, actually, I do. But I don't want no problem, so we're going to let that go. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, plus DJ Riis, the ruler. Hey, Riis, why don't you go ahead and ring it up for me real quick? I think you got it back there. Go ahead.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Ruthie, I was listening to another radio station today on the way in, and they were telling, I did not, because I didn't want to write and drive, but as I was tuned in, they said that there was a new study that came out by some research institute that said that there were words that needed to be removed from the English language. And the 3 words that they picked out initially for the story were minority, grandfather, and housekeeper. And got me to thinking about why what words should be removed from the English language? Are there words that should be removed from the English language? And then as I was thinking about it, since we was on grammar, I was like, do we really need to start using all these damn pronouns? Because I've been looking at these emails and they be like, he, him, her. I said, well, your name is Bill. Dag, what was I supposed to think? Why do I need you to say he, him, he, her? If your name is Bill. So 2 things. What words should be removed from the English language? They said minority. I kind of agree. In its current application. Because they said the reason that minority should be removed is because it's an easy way of basically saying others.
Non-white.
Right. Which, again, and it allows them to group. Which is kind of basically, you know, I always say I don't like to don't call us minority because it lumps us into this and minority. I told you when I got classified as a minority in business, it meant that I stopped getting offers to do major contracts and I only got the 10% instead of where I was getting the 90 and I was serving as a prime. They said you should also get rid of the word grandfather.
But hold on, wait. When you think about the word minority, though, I hear you. But I also think that a different way to look at it is if something is a minority, then that means that, like, you know, something else is a majority. And I think globally, as like the system of like white supremacy is like analyzed and dismantled in little ways, for you to say the word minority would mean that there's a majority. And we know that numbers wise, you know, white people ain't always about to be the majority in a little while. So the word minority, I think, reinforces that they ain't about to be the majority. So if they get rid of the word minority, then how are they going to reclassify themselves in order to come up?
White.
Are they going to then consider themselves to be the minority and come up with a different word?
No, they don't consider themselves white and be like, white's right. But I hear you on that one. I could give you that. They said we should get rid of the word grandfather. What did anybody grandfather do to you? You know why, Ruthie? They said because the word grandfather was really a tool to exclude black people.
Oh, like a grandfather clause.
The grandfather clause, and it was used by white majority in the era of post-slavery to say that if your grandfather was not, if you did not have a grandfather that was free or a grandfather that was such and such, then it banned you from access. Again,
No, because at some point, my lineage, right? You see what I'm saying? How they trying to? So my lineage as a black person, right? If I'm grandfathered into something, then that gives me a direct lineage back to a certain point. And as a foundational ADOS, whatever we want to call ourselves, it's important. The word grandfather is important to me.
That's a good one. That's a really good one because now we got some grandfathers.
That's what I'm saying. So as the global system of white supremacy is being dismantled, you see how they trying to change language to really maintain power by not allowing us to execute our full realms of power, i.e. term limits, i.e. the voting rights, John Lewis and all that stuff. And language is powerful.
I.e. these undocumented immigrants.
So I want some keep grandfather because my grandfather was born, bred right here in America. Stop playing with me.
Look at Tamiko said, no, don't get rid of it because we going to use it now.
That's what I'm saying. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
All right. And they said you should get rid of housekeeper. I don't know if that one is this. They was like, the reason we should get rid of housekeeper is because it implies gender. I like the whole concept, though. I like where you all went with the two, minority and grandfather, though. I don't know so much about the housekeeper. Dang, that was a good point, though. Like, we really are at the point where, because think about it, the right to vote is grandfathered in.
Language.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm just
You think
saying.
you're smarter than me because you figured that out and I didn't.
I didn't.
Damn millennials with your conspiracy theories. Now we can't even have a granddaddy. Oh, we can have a granddaddy with the...
But I don't like it because it requires me to have to think. Like, you can't even consume stuff. Like, I just wish I could just, not...
You wish you could. Don't you just be able to read stuff and just be like, this is wonderful.
Like, oh, they're going to change. No more minority. Like, yay. But it's like, hold on. So I don't like it.
I like that in you. All right, y'all. We're going to talk about some more stuff when we come back. It is the Maze Jackson Show. TENILLE, could you call Aunt Maxine and see if we can get Uncle John on the phone for 8 o'clock? Because I really want to talk about this African and Black American. Because I know we talked about Mitch McConnell last week. But we talked about not listening to the whole statement and being sold a bill of goods. I want to now talk about the whole, not at 8 o'clock, I want to talk about the concept of Black. Are we American or should we be considered Black Americans? Is there a difference? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back. We're going to also talk about, I don't know if you saw the breakdown that the Chicago Tribune did of Mayor Lori Lightfoot's campaign cash. That was a deep analysis that we need to talk about a little bit more. Plus, did you see Rahm is out of here?
Konnichiwa, Rahm.
As he's leaving, Jason Van Dyke's on his way back. Ain't that coincidental? Within a week of each other, they're going to be pretty much out and in. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll talk about it when we come back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
Steve Stanton.
I've never been lucky at love, no never. I've never been good at holding on. A heart broken so many pieces, but I'll just keep on moving on because I'll never give up on love, no never, no never, and I'll never give up on trust, whatever come what may. All that I wanna say, that true love's gonna come my way. Alright, I'm looking for a lover for me. Could you be the one for me? Yeah, alright, just looking for forever for me. For me. See, I never ever thought that I could love again. I never ever thought that I could ever win. But don't ever give up, no, and don't ever give in. See, I pray that true love finds me in the end. I'll never give up on love, I will never. And I'll never know trust. I will never. Looking for a lover for me. See, I'm looking for a lover for me, yeah. And it's alright. Looking for forever. I'm looking for forever. For me. Every night. Hey, make love to her right. Oh, find her glad she's the only one that I need. She's the only one. I'm gonna treat her like mine. See, I'm gonna give her everything. Whatever she wants, plus a 10-carat diamond ring. Baby, alright. Woo. I'm looking for a for a lover. Could it be you? And it's all, baby, it's all right. Looking for forever for me. I'm looking for forever for me, for me. Hey, looking for a lover for me. I'm looking, still looking. And it's all right. Looking for forever, for forever. For me, for me, for me.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to life, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong. Black people don't stop that hate. Just look in the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune, you stay on top about who for us, about who not. Just green light all the black economy. Then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided we fall, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' hate the people.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people? All the lies we heard before.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Riis, did you open the phone lines? Open up the phone lines. I want to talk to the people, too. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Call us up. It's a Monday. Tell me how your weekend was, what you do, what's going on. I also want to know if you can come out and help me wait, we don't got playoffs on Saturday this week. Right? There's no playoff Saturday. So Saturday we gonna do basketball then. So we gonna have basketball. We're gonna go out, circulate some petitions on Saturday morning, and then we're gonna come back, and then I'm going to host the people who went out and helped me with I'm gonna host them with some food and libations. If you're part of the What's in It for the Black People crew, if you're part of the morning show, if you're part of the Lions Den, join us on Saturday. We are going to hit the streets at 10 o'clock a.m. Be out till about 1. Come back for some food and some libation. Little basketball. But you got to, and if y'all got time this week, I need you to come grab some of these sheets. Stop by TP, see Big Swill. He's got sheets. You can stop by the What's in Them for the Black People Studios. We got some sheets. I need y'all to I need 150 people. Look, y'all, I need 15,000 signatures, and I need y'all to help me get them. Plus, we helping, I got to help some other candidates we got going on. But if you all can just even if you can get one petition, one full sheet and bring it in, turn it in, get 10 full sheets. Can you give me 100 signatures? Israel, where you at, man? I need these goons that be knowing how. Not goons, excuse me. These brethren. Brother Tyrone Muhammad, we need that aid and assist. Got to get carried to the finish line. Because you saw how they tried to side, And I'm seeing, and I seen you black folks that's out here working against us. I seen you. Start calling y'all names out one of these days. The Maze Jackson Show. All right. Y'all, if y'all out there, give us a call. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. What are they saying is matching content? Uh-oh. It's the Maze Jackson Show. No. Turn that down. I don't know what they doing. They tripping. Anyway. So, Maze Jackson Show. Blah, 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 blah. Did you all see the Sun-Times yesterday? Excuse me, not Sun-Times, the Tribune. The Chicago Tribune yesterday did a full in-depth analysis of Mayor Lori Lightfoot's campaign funds. Ruthie, what would you say if I told you that last year, or since she's been mayor, Mayor Lori Lightfoot has raised almost $2.6 million. $2.67 million over the last 3 years. What would you think?
That's a little bit of money.
Well, I think compared to Rahm, I think it definitely sets a different standard. But
I think for the price of a Chicago mayoral race, you're going to need a little more than that, I think.
Yeah, I think that. So what would you say if you knew she raised $2.67 million? But what would you do if I told you she spent $2.88 million? So she actually spent more than she raised. So let me back up. Traditionally, what happens in a mayoral campaign is when you are the mayor, you run up the tab year 1, 2, 3. Right? You are fundraising like a maniac because you want to have as much money as you can so that in year 4, when you're running, that your campaign contributions don't look like it's pay to play. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right? Because anything she does, any money she collects from now until election time, anybody that's doing anything, it will look like she is paying them if they get anything. So you try to raise as much money as possible, and you use what they call the benefit of incumbency. Right? So because I'm the mayor and I'm the most powerful person for the next 3 years, even if you don't like me, you're a money player, you give me money. Right? Because you don't want no problems. And then if you decide at the end, and I told you, I don't know if I broke down to you all a while back that where Rahm could raise hundreds of thousands of dollars from people through his PAC, Mayor Lori Lightfoot was giving up the ranch for $25,000. Right? And so for a $25,000 contribution, Rahm will call you up and be like, I need $100,000. For $25,000, for instance, who her largest contribution was initially, those were the people who eventually got the opportunity to Ruthie take over the Taste of Chicago when we came back. They were the Melmans. And so I say this only to say, guys, that I told you there was going to be a fire sale at City Hall short as the mayor got closer to election time. And her D2s told a true story that this mayor is immensely unpopular with the money crowd. Now that part of the reason also, Ruthie, that you raise so much money is because you don't want anyone to run against you. You want people to look at their campaign account and be like, man, she got $10 million. She got $5 million. When you got $2 million, well, actually, she's only got $1.5 million in the bank. Now think about this. She's only got one. How many people do we know that can write themselves a check for $1.5 million in Chicago? You know Arnie can. Right? You know CTU can raise $1.5 million. Where does the mayor's money come from? And it was funny because, you know, a lot of questions are surrounding whether she'll run again. You saw Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms did not run again. And you're seeing that a lot of these people are saying, man, once was enough. Mayor Lightfoot, what was interesting to me out of that story was Mayor Lightfoot said, I'm an incumbent mayor with national reach. You know who told her that?
Who?
The consultants that she pays $500,000. She's paid $500,000 to. And then I think that combined, that's why she's been going to all of these national events, and that's why she had to break her neck to get to the national conference. I'm going to tell you, I think that Lori Lightfoot and Joe Biden are in the same boat. And I think Mayor Lightfoot has been, as she recognizes, I'm going to tell you, I believe that the Chicago money for Mayor Lightfoot's campaign is dry. I don't think there's any power billionaire with the exception of maybe power millionaire with the exception of maybe Neil Bloom, who's trying to get 2 casinos before she goes, right? Trying to get a casino before she goes is probably the only person that's going to give her a lot of money. So she's been going on these national runs. But Ruthie, even on the national runs, apparently she's spending more money having the events. She went on a national run. And Ruthie, you know when she went to L.A. and New York, and remember she was there, she only raised $69,000. And so I am starting to wonder, how does this mayor win re-election? I've been saying it. But I start to think about how does she get there? I think she is going to depend heavily on national press, which I don't know that plays well here. I think she's going to try and rely on national money. When she says national appeal, right, you know what I think it is? I think that she is going, when she says, I am an incumbent mayor with national reach, I think she is going to rely heavily upon the national LGBTQ movement.
Yes. And being a black woman. She's going to play the black card too.
But the black, I don't think that the black card,
it'll still work nationally.
So
the black woman card, the black woman LGBTQ card.
So let me ask you though. So who supports black women nationally? You think people all around the country are going to send money in to help Lori Lightfoot? Like black women, let me ask a question. Is Lori Lightfoot the mobilizing type of candidate that black women around the country are going to feel that she's under assault? Now imagine me playing no, let me back up. I'm not, because maybe she's going to run a national campaign that will get donors from all over. Who supports her?
I think it's just a game of corporate poker bluffing. Corporate they gonna pay. It's gonna be a lower price, but they gonna pay.
I don't think so.
I think that corporations, like you said, they want to do business with the city, and there is still a fire sale. And just because there's a fire sale don't mean you got to buy it right now, especially if nobody else ain't buying it. So it's kind of like everybody like, okay, I'm going to get this at the end. But I feel like trust and believe some corporate dollars are going to shake from the money tree because they don't want to buy the city. Now, they're going to get it for cheap, though, but somebody gonna pay.
But will it be Chicagoans that get it?
Probably not. Probably going to be some international. No.
So I think this is going to present a conundrum to black folks, right? Like, are we going to allow our city to be bought by external interests who are willing to flood? Because I do believe Joe Biden and I feel like Mayor Lightfoot and Joe Biden are tied at the hip. And if she lose, she going to be like, Joe, I'm going to need a job from you. But in the meantime, I'm going to need you to turn on the national spigot. I think that we're going to see a flood of national resources coming to Chicago in the next year that the mayor will try to leverage as the work that she's done. Now, let me ask a question. Do you think it'll work?
It's uncertain because right now the best political analysts can't predict what's about to happen because the world that we know has been remixed so much that in the blink of an eye, things could just go up. And so I think Lori is kind of like, listen, I need some type of life preserver. So I think that is the national spin, the national route, because still on a national level, you can still, black women are still winning, politically. So she can just kind of ride that wave. She ain't even got to do much. She can just hit, you know what I'm saying? How you can hit that right current behind somebody and just coast off of theirs.
So can I ask a question? How is it possible for black women to have, including Mayor Lightfoot, to have ignored Anjanette Young and still have the benefit of black women forgetting?
Because I think the whole cover-up, I say that with air quotes, the whole cover-up aspect of it and all of the reports that came out should absolutely enrage people. I think the mayor spent the narrative toward the middle and the end, and that's what happened. The narrative got spent.
I mean, I get it for white people. I do. I get that for white people. I believe white people, they in Florida, they trying to pass a law that say don't make us feel bad about what my grandpappy did. That's the whole, I printed that out too.
Mm-hmm.
They go to bill right there. But I feel like it's one thing to finesse white people over a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing for her to finesse y'all over the same woman. How does that, I just don't understand how Anjanette Young is not even a conversation. I don't even understand how the burning of the South Side is not still a conversation.
Mm-hmm. I think it is still a conversation. I think it just depends on
who you talking to, and the layers
to it that you are discussing. Because on the surface, it's like this is the same thing. That's been happening, and so I do think that the thing about the Anjanette Young thing is that they did reach the settlement. They cut
after she said no, after she sued the woman, after she literally tried to cover. We didn't even have no physical evidence that Rahm lied. We got physical evidence that this woman lied.
Mm-hmm.
That she told them to attack. That they didn't even have an investigation until after.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me, Ruthie, to then to know that and then read the the articles in the paper that say protect the black woman,
Mm-hmm.
it's wrong for somebody to call her ridiculously stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, although she would call somebody ridiculously stupid.
I mean, that really is the power of the media and being able to shape narratives. I mean, that's really what it is. It's just the ability
For black people,
to shape narratives. Like, yes, like after Anjanette Young met with the mayor, right? Remember, she met with the mayor, and then she was like, "Oh, the mayor played me." Like, even after she sat down with the mayor still played her. And I think that with the end result of the settlement happening, and I think they changed some of the no knock stuff. It's kind of like, okay, we can be mad. Like, black women can collectively be mad, but
we still rolling with the mayor.
No, I don't think we still rolling with the mayor. I think it's that I remember when they had that march for Anjanette Young. Was a march, and then we looked at who was like putting it together, and we was like, oh, okay. So the narratives can be co-opted. It's so easy to do.
Because I remember Helen was actually organizing a march, and then that march came up before because they didn't want. That was.
See, we ain't forgot. It's just you just gotta just peep game, and when the time comes, that's when you pull those cards. Like when you see the mayor standing up when she's trying to get reelected, talking about, I'm a black woman, and
who gonna say that though?
Blah.
Who gonna say she ain't a black woman? Ain't I?
No, the mayor is a black woman. She is a black woman
that identifies.
But I think that there is a way politically that she plays into that without the substance of the everyday black woman. Like, I ain't talking about like another like politician, because really, like, politically, some people be trying to protect themselves politically, so you align yourself with blah 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 and blah blah blah. But I think from an average everyday black woman perspective, like, the mayor bogus for Anjanette Young.
I just feel like don't nobody care.
People care, Maze. It's just
they just don't say nothing. They just be the silent.
Well, it's just one of those things where I think that it's about the Democratic Party. Like, the Democratic Party, like, they've really like shaped the narrative, so you can really tailor make yourself to fit into the Democratic Party system, and you can really like ride that wave all the way. And Lori, like, listen, I'm going
but
national.
She was a Republican.
But the thing about it, even if she was a Republican, like, remember, she rode in on the whole change wave, like, bring in the light. The Chicago way is this, is that. Like, she rode, that was her whole, way of riding in. And for me, I don't necessarily blame Lori Lightfoot for being able to swoop in and to do that. I blame all the politicians that's been in office for all this time that enabled somebody to come in and take advantage like this, because they wasn't doing their jobs.
Can I say something real quick? Hey, y'all, Stars activated a party, and you get 4 times the stars that you send in. So I don't know if y'all are saying that, but if you are sending stars, you can give us whatever you do. They will match us times 4. You only got 30 seconds to do it, though. So if you are a star sender, please consider doing it. All right. All right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Yeah, can I just tell you, the way y'all did Anjanette Young and the way that y'all play that is what makes people scared. Like, it's one of the reasons that makes people nervous about stepping out there, because that woman was standing there naked and we ain't even do nothing. But the thing that ain't happened under Lori Lightfoot. Here's my thing. It got extended during Lori Lightfoot, and I think it came to light during her tenure. And to me, the best thing that could have happened in that case is the moment that she knew, right? Mm-hmm. She should have been like, fix that. Not fight it. But you got to remember what the backdrop of the city and of the nation was at the time.
Like it was a powder keg of so for her to come out and so I get why she was like, oh, keep that one, because she already was dealing with.
She could have just said pay the lady.
She could have said pay the lady. She could have. Agreed.
That would have just been like, you ain't got to tell nobody.
Agreed.
You ain't even got to have no cut a check. You could have sent her $1 million and can I tell you what? If black folks would have known that the mayor said, I don't care what happens, settle this, give her $1 million right away, you know what? We would have never heard another word of it. It's the I know that judge.
But does Anjanette Young and her attorneys get the money and get the video released?
That would be on Anjanette Young. That would be on Anjanette Young. And if it's on Anjanette Young and she get $1 million and she humiliated and never told a word, guess what? Then that's ideally, if you a smart lawyer, that's what you want to negotiate. You don't want to You don't want to be like, I paid $2.9 million and got mollywopped. She paid the $2.9 million and wound up getting and wearing it. Worse than Rahm. And so again. And she be paying people, but just so you know, she paid her consultant $500,000 over the last 2 years. I'd be like,
they started off strong, but the pandemic came.
TikTok, boy, I would give me them damn penguins too.
She started off real strong, and I think if the pandemic wouldn't have happened, right now she'd be ice skating in Millennium Park.
If a frog had a back pocket, you have a pistol. So I'm glad that I'm glad frogs don't carry pistols. That's all I'll say. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're gonna take a quick break. Ruthie's contemplating going back to Lori. She like, how can I get this vote in? Ruthie, how you know? She like, look, 2.9. Look, Lori.
No, just bringing different perspectives.
Always, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. We'll be back, right?
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase. And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:36 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather report in sports. The Chicago Bulls will fall yesterday 114-95 to the Orlando Magics. Over the traffic. If you head out to work, please head out a little bit earlier because the traffic is backed up. So on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is an hour and a half. Outbound to O'Hare is an hour and 5 minutes. On the Eaton, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is an hour and a half. Exchange to Deerfield will be an hour and 22 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 1 hour and 40 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be an hour and 22 minutes. On the Stevenson, inbound from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be an hour and a half. Outbound will also be an hour and a half. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be an hour and 42 minutes. 55 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is now 40 minutes to the Loop, 20 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 11 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 9. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 11. Bryn Mawr to Randolph, 12 minutes. Today's weather, it is currently 19 and snowing. Today will be a high of 28 and a low of 10. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now let's let it snow here on this Monday.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Okay, so we know Facebook acting crazy. So if we gonna play, you know, so they've been dinging us on all type of stuff. So I definitely ain't gonna play one that's exactly right. I'm not tripping on you. I'm saying let's try to stay straight original until we figure this thing out.
I didn't know that was a real version.
I'm saying that if the song matches up and the notes match up and they go up and down at the same time, but she didn't verify it. She didn't change it that much. It's not necessarily, I don't think it has to be the Boys to Men edition, right? I just think that if they hearing something that sound the same, until we know, let's not get it cut off. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Ruthie Mo over here saving the mayor.
No, I'm not.
She got the cape back out.
No, I don't.
Cape.
No.
The Cape Crusaders back. Lord. Meanwhile, while Ruthie's saving the mayor, Rahm is finally escaping. Did y'all check out? Have y'all ever seen Rahm Emanuel's post?
Mm-mm.
He yesterday was his last day in Chicago, and he put up a Facebook post saying goodbye to Chicago for now. From the house. That's the controversial house where he left the dress hanging in the closet that allowed him to have residency in Chicago to run for mayor. It's also the house from down the street in which his son got his phone jacked.
Mm.
And it is from that porch that Rahm and wife Amy Rule waved goodbye to Chicago as they had on their travel clothes because they was flying. Do you think Rahm flew? Do you think he took? So does he fly a private? Does he get like a U.S. jet to there? To Japan? Or does he fly like, right? Because, does he get, is there like an ambassador plane?
What? He probably private right now with the,
He got
doing the damic.
He probably got to take a Boeing Global then. Like a private jet. You got to get a Global because you got to cross the ocean.
Mm.
So you got to have enough fuel to cross.
Must be nice.
Man, it'd be interesting to see I want to know how he flew. I would love to see the picture from the plane.
What you think?
He should have flew American or United.
People, you know how like the Chicago tourism, whatever it's called, they got
Chicago?
like them. Yeah, they got like the Chinese partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
They about to get some Japan ones.
Oh, Japan man. First of all,
Ron about to bring that Japanese business.
Let me tell you
About to be crazy.
Let me tell you something. I was talking to a former Ramite, Ramophile, I don't know what you call them, but one of the Rahm people. They licking their chops. They like, man, we finna be doing business with Toyota, Honda, like local people who know that they're gonna benefit from Rahm Emanuel being in Tokyo, Japan. But the reason that I brought this up was because as I was looking at the post, Ruthie, and y'all give us a call, 872-259-7474. I do wonder why Rahm was able to beat like his past.
Because he got the money.
I think he got more than money. I don't think it was money. You think money?
Yes.
Explain it to me.
So he was able to, and even if it's not him directly, like paying something, like it's so much power in the relationships that he got, but it's money. Like, because he has the money.
I don't think I would say that he has the ability to make money. I think Rahm,
and money can make people quiet. Really, the thing that would have made, I think the whole Laquan grandfather thing was the money, was the money nail in the coffin. And I think that, and when I say money, like, I ain't trying to say the grandfather got, like that Rahm Emanuel directly paid the grandfather money out of his pocket.
the city did.
But I'm just saying, like, sometimes those relationships can garner money. And even if you don't get it right now, like, money. Rahm got money. Rahm got his brother money.
I would partially agree with you. I don't think that, comparatively to black people and what we know as rich, Rahm's rich compared to black people. I don't think he is. I think he don't ever have to worry about how he gonna pay a bill.
Who you talking about, Rahm?
Yeah, but I don't think Rahm Emanuel, as a elected official, is a 200 millionaire. I don't think so.
That's because he keep it low.
I don't. I think that there is a difference between money and power, and I think the ability to create wealth is often more important than actually having the wealth.
Yes, I agree 100%.
And so, in the space of Rahm, I don't think again, one of the reasons that you see people like Rahm who could go into corporate America and make billions of dollars, stay in politics and always trying to find a way back to politics is because of their understanding of how it can create wealth and how it makes them important, integral, and powerful to powerful people. So it was interesting. So I agree. I feel like Rahm Emanuel was able to minimize the value of Laquan McDonald's life in the eyes of the Black Power elite. So much so that they were willing to ignore it, very similar to the way that Anjanette Young got ignored. And so I was looking at I don't know that as many people, particularly Black Chicagoans, were as bothered by the murder of Laquan McDonald as our bubble.
What you mean by bubble?
The Black conscious bubble, quote unquote. Because I was looking at them farewell posts, and I think I was seeing all types of Black people that I knew. It was like, "See you, Rahm. Have a great trip." Not on some sarcasm, but really hey man.
Well, I think remember Laquan was a cover up too. Like that's the part that I think is the important part. It was the cover up aspect, and then the uncovering, and then the fallout from that. So by the time it got uncovered, because Rahm knew it was coming, so he had greased enough wheels leading up to the cover up, so that when the cover up started getting uncovered, you ain't gonna say nothing if you just got that contract. So I think he was smart in that regard, related to the fallout that he knew was gonna happen one day. He was already prepared and ready. And remember the anytime I think that activism around an issue comes from outside of somebody's family is a little bit different. And so it's kind of like, well, we can't be more outraged than the family. Like that's a sentiment that some people would take. And so I think with the whole Rahm and the cover-up piece related to Laquan McDonald, you had to kind of do some digging. Like you had to seek out information if you wanted it. It was pretty easy for people to bury their head in the sand and blame it on the city council for approving it. Like it was a whole lot of finger pointing. Blame it on the family for taking the settlement. Like it was a whole lot of finger pointing. Blame it on the police officer. Blame it on Rahm. And it just doesn't seem like in the Black community that we can use one instance to galvanize us for a really long time. Like we'll do it for a minute, but then it's like, okay. And you remember how you said one time that maybe the system of the attorneys fighting for these cases to get the settlement, maybe that's the problem.
Well, I think it's a big challenge because you never get a resolution, right? If there's a whole industry built on the shooting death by a police officer, the attorney groups that get the cases, the city law department where they get the settlement, and there's never litigation, so it never comes to a head, and we never get policy, and we just keep churning out the money. And quite frankly, it also became a power base for, say, someone like Ed Burke, who controlled the police and controlled the workman's comp and controlled the settlements because it all went through. And so now you got a whole nother industry built on Black Death, right? And then what you saw was during the Laquan, as those deaths started happening, you saw people recognizing the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started to see the sprouting of activists who were chasing these cases. And if you recall, after Laquan, there was every day there was somebody standing up. Let's take Will Calloway out of that. But there was every day there was somebody who was looking to make a name or themselves off of the death or murder of a Black innocent or a Black victim of police death.
Maze,
yes.
16 shots and a come up.
Ooh. 16 shots and a come up. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people, I'm not going to say I dropped out of the Laquan.
But a lot of people buried their head in the sand.
But I feel like the Laquan, like I do what Will asked me to do to support.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there was a lot of fame that was acquired. Or a lot. You think about this generation was built off of this, right? You think about it. This generation was built off of this. Let's do this. Reese, I'm gonna take the call and then I want you to turn my mic down because I'm gonna take this call. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? What you got for me? Hey, Uncle John, how are you?
Good morning. This is Katie. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We here. Go ahead.
Hello.
Katie. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I think that Rahm has a lot of people in his corner. He is he is so connected. It's unbelievable because though we shouted and screamed, nobody cared really. And even the guy that just left, the oversight guy that came on the show that time, he even wrote a letter defending Rahm. So Rahm has a lot of connections. He is so in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so also I think that the poor guy that got shot, I think that his family should have got more. When I think about it, sometimes the $5 million is not enough.
Mm.
So that to have your body pummeled like that, and and I'm very disappointed. But with Van Dyke getting out early, I think we were. They did us a job on that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Katie, do you think there's a connection between Jason Van Dyke getting released and Rahm Emanuel going to Japan as the ambassador?
I don't know. I didn't think about that. I got to think about that. I don't know. It might be. It might be.
You know what I was thinking?
It might be.
Here's what I was thinking. I think that if there was a unique time for Rahm, I don't know if they were connected, but if I'm Rahm, I do not want to be in Chicago with Jason Van Dyke getting out next week and coming back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do feel like it will raise him. I think Jason Van Dyke coming out is going to raise the issue all over again, and it's going to play out, and you're going to see press conferences, and you're going to hear why Rahm was not elected, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if I'm there, I'd rather be in Japan talk about Konnichiwa while y'all over here having this issue that's going on.
But and then I think it took a Republican. Yeah. Go ahead, Katie.
Rahm. I mean, shoot, he's like they said he's over there. I mean, trying to get some money deals together. Money deals. That's all that matters. The young man is dead now, dead and gone. Money. That's all that matters to him and his friends. How much money can be made?
Let me ask a question. Since he ain't paid his debt, should we be trying to make sure that he helps black people make money in Illinois, in Chicago? I guess my question is, does he get a free pass and be like, we get to be like, well, we hate him, and so now he can just go ahead and spread it around? Do we be like, hey man, before you ever think you can come back to the crib, you got to pay what you owe?
Yeah, but then but what can we do to hold that over his head? Because he's gonna make his money now, and then afterwards he's gonna be ready to retire.
You're right.
So unless he wants another role, which I don't think he's gonna want another role in Chicago.
No, he going
So
to
maybe.
Go ahead, Katie.
Maybe his children. I don't know what his children's ambitions are in the future. It's like with Daley. His children. Daley became mayor. Father was the mayor. He became mayor. So, but does he ever want to move back to Chicago? I don't know. But I know he is so firmly connected. Oh, he ain't got a thing to worry about.
Right.
They laying back, like you said. He had the nerve to get on the Twitter and say, bye Chicago. So I Twittered back, 16 shots in a cover up. So, but he's waving by and going to have a good time. Making those deals. Deal maker.
So let me just say this. And I'm thank you, Katie. Thank you for your call. I feel like we got people that have traded on us for much less. I don't know how to explain. Like, first of all, I don't think that calling someone a deal maker is the ultimate insult, right? I don't think that. I think sometimes that's like, to the people that are sarcastic about this, they like, you be mad, I'm about to go ahead and make this deal because he's a transactional person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. I was thinking about the fact that Rahm is on his way to Japan, and I wonder who. This is what I'm curious about. Whose life would have had enough value that it would have made the black people question, like the whose life would have had enough value that would have made the elite black people leave their allegiance from Rahm.
So, all right. So it would have had to be the family or people who felt like they were family, i.e. kinship in some type of way. When you think about how he got confirmed through the Senate or whatever, like there was like really like not much opposition. Like
he even had Republicans with him.
It's
he's on the path back to the presidency to me. I think Rahm is on the path. I think in the space of this national appointment, it's either presidency or the U.S. Senate, right? Like I feel like you go do this,
he can't be president. I don't think he gonna make it to president.
Why? You can't kill black people and be president?
Yeah, I think that video. It's the video.
I think that video. I don't even think people in Chicago still mad about that video. I think you give
video.
He ain't in it.
You see, he gonna have to stop right at ambassador.
He might even come to Senate.
Maybe Senate.
I think black people. Let me just say
maybe
this.
Senate.
Who is gonna be out? Y'all ain't even mad still about the city burning down.
But you know what? But you know how like we always talk about how
back to presidency.
The people have to mobilize to put pressure on our elected officials, because once you get to that stage of like the gatekeeper being able to make the decision and have the influence, generally speaking, they gonna err on the side of self-preservation of their power, which normally is in line with, so that's why somebody like a Cory Booker ain't say nothing to Rahm about Laquan. Like, I don't even think he showed up. Like, come on now. Like, so if we don't put pressure on the gatekeepers to make better decisions or gatekeep on our behalf, then most of the time they gonna do it on behalf of the quote unquote power elite.
Who has to
Ain't
die?
no black person ask Rahm about Laquan. Come on now.
I mean, quite frankly, black folks will get mad at you if you do. Ask me. So again, who this is pretty deep. I guess who would have? Is there anything that could shake black people's loyalty to white folks in the power dynamic? Like, what has to happen? See, I feel like
if it's money involved, we got to be real careful. That's the easiest thing that make us flip.
Money or fear?
Money. I think money more than fear, because it's probably the fear of not having no money. Because what else we scared of?
Life and death. And I guess my question is, like, is there anything black
Mm-hmm.
that could hold us, that we could all be unified on? Or let's say 80%, without somebody trying to explain away the white guy's thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, because I think about this Rahm thing, he's gone, and peace be unto him. But I was just thinking about, I've been thinking about some of the conversations that I've had with people who be like, who could tell you everything wrong with Laquan,
mm-hmm.
but could never tell you, I don't know how we make it right. And then, I was just thinking about,
what can we unite around?
I was just thinking about, like, thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Please continue to tune in. We're going to still be live on Facebook. I was just thinking about, it makes me go back to that letter that got written.
Mm.
It's like, I understand why Joe Ferguson wrote the letter.
Mm-hmm.
They part of the same crew.
Babe, which letter are you talking about?
The letter to the U.S. Senate.
Okay.
And I'm going to just tell you, that took a lot of wind out of I just took a lot of wind out of my sails. Because I was just like, man, Charlie, like, y'all just gon', like, I feel like some days they be like, we don't respect them for nothing. They don't have no respect. Look, it's the Maze Jackson. Look, I do feel like they could just throw some money and we gon', like, I feel like, have you ever thrown money on the way out the door? I've thrown money on the way out the door sometimes before, just to watch people jump on the floor, and it'd be all ones. But you throw up a big old chunk of money out there and you watch people just act a fool, and y'all down here scrambling for $1 bills. And I just feel like people be like, watch me make these Negroes jump. All right, y'all, when we come back, we are going to be talking to a professor from Kentucky State University. He also happens to be my Uncle John, so he should be calling in on that line. So you should be getting a call at about 8 o'clock any minute now. My Uncle John will be on the line. We're going to talk to him because I want to talk about Mitch McConnell and what happened last week. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building, plus DJ Riis, the ruler on the ones and twos. And y'all, we had a long conversation last week about Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader. He got into a little hot water last week because he said, in response to the Voting Rights Act, and I paraphrase, he said, because remember, the reporter said, how do you feel that the people of color will respond to this, to you all not voting for the Voting Rights Act? And he said we were being sold a bill of goods because black Americans voted as much or at greater levels than Americans. And all around the country, people pounced on the concept of calling Mitch McConnell separating black people as black Americans as different from quote-unquote Americans. And it got me to asking all type of questions because, you know, we was all bent out of shape like, we're real Americans too. But I always feel like we've gone from Negro, from nip to Negro to colored to black to African American to ADOS to now back to black or ADOS or foundational or whatever it is. But should we, as blacks in America, drop the not the prefix, what is that? The adjective? Mm-hmm. And I posed this question on social media because should we just call ourselves American? And so we got maybe about 100 and something responses to it. But I wanted to engage professional in this conversation. And so as I was reading through the comments, I noticed that I got it was commented on by scholar, professor, also happens to be my uncle, Professor John Harden, who is a professor, and I'm going to let him tell us his specific title. But he is also from Kentucky, so I thought it'd be great for him to be able to inform this conversation. Now, I apologize, y'all, because I woke Uncle John up this morning at 5 o'clock, Facebook, and then I told my mama to call him, and you know, the Randall family hotline. And so when we was talking, Ruthie was talking, and you know, the Randalls and the Jacksons and the Hardens, they'll call you on the show. They don't care. They be like, you told me you wanted to be here. But here live on the line, we got him right there, Riis. Here to talk to us about what happened with Mitch McConnell, how this all plays into the census, and how we consider ourselves as Americans. Here to talk to us is Professor and Uncle John Harden, who also happens to be a member of the greatest fraternity in the world, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. Uncle John, welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. How are you this morning?
I'm blessed. I'm really good down here in Kentucky. Oh, by the way, you mentioned Mitch McConnell. I live in Bowling Green, which is the hometown of Rand Paul. So we know about both of those gentlemen very well. I am a professor emeritus at Western Kentucky University. I retired in 2018. I taught at Kentucky State for 10 years, written its history. And one of the things in my research, I think in your email blast that you were talking about, I noted that the decennial census in 1790, it has to list who people are according to the census. It has to have a descriptor, something describing who you are and whose you are. And so the only thing I said in that whole blast that you were sending out was that if we call ourselves Americans, if the police pull you over, they don't say, I've got a male American. No. They will write down that piece of paper, Black, African American, Hispanic, whatever. They put descriptors to define what you are, because there is no generic term. Everyone says all of these things, but since 1790 in the census, there's been this breakdown. And I've used the census at the Library of Congress and other places doing my research over the last 40 plus years. The census defines you, me, and everyone else by descriptors. We're either male, we're female, we're, it's not so much citizen, but what you are in terms of existence to figure out who we are. So everybody can change what you think you are. But when it comes to it, the federal government, and I think one of your respondents mentioned a statute trying to clear this up, the country as a whole has a weird way of not knowing how to describe people. The whole designation of race is a somewhat problematic concept. To quote Malana Karinga, it is a biosocial category intended to, in a sense, imprison people. And to a certain degree it is, because race is an artificial construct. If you've had your genes broken out by Ancestry.com, we'll find most of us have a little bit of European, a whole lot of African for some of us, a whole lot of Native American, then we'll break it down. The genetic issue defines more precisely from whence you came. Now, socially what you are is somewhat different. As one who studied the historically black colleges and universities at length over several books and everything else, the notion of saying you're just an American is challenging and complicated, because you could say you're an American, okay, American by birth, American by naturalization. What does that mean? It's a complicated puzzle by just saying you're an American. You're more than just being an American. And this whole country is named after somebody from Europe. But then when we get here, we change. We evolve. So if you don't have that descriptor in front of your name and understanding the historical basis for that descriptor, almost from the very beginning of this country's existence, the European immigrants who came, the English aren't all English. Many of them are the descendants of Angles and Normans and Scots and a whole bunch of other folks. So it's messy. It's messy. And when people start throwing these terms around without a little bit of study in it, you find that they're just listening to what I call the political spin that goes on. It doesn't matter what political party you're in. The danger is when you make statements like Senator McConnell did, it makes it very problematic. It simply buys into what most. Yeah.
Let me stop you right there, because I really
I can go on for an hour.
and we definitely know this, and I'm gonna have you come in and go on for hours one day. But I really want you to break down.
I gotta stop.
No. So what I want to understand is what makes what Mitch McConnell said wrong. Is it because he didn't put a descriptor in front of white for
right.
American? Is that what it is that made it wrong?
It made it wrong because, in a sense, he was saying what some people believe or perceive that he actually believed, and he wasn't politically correct. Politically correct, he should have said African Americans as compared to all Americans. But then there is this belief, sort of what I call old school conventional motherwit belief, that he actually said what he felt, not what he was supposed to. He should have said all Americans, African Americans as compared to all Americans. But then he said, he left it out. He said, well, that's what perhaps he felt or others feel that he might have believed in. Maybe it was a slip of the tongue, maybe not. We don't know that. But the point is, there's enough consensus in the black community that that's probably what he feels like. And that's what a number of more traditional Southerners and others outside the South believe in. They sort of think that somehow black folks really aren't true Americans because they didn't build this country. The reality is they were here from jump. If not, according to some scholars, they were here before others. So it's just a question of perception. It doesn't have to be real. What you feel is real to you, not so much what might have been the intent. It could have been a slip.
So let me ask
you. And it could have been real. It doesn't matter. That's what people feel. Yeah.
So let me ask you, right? So are we, because right now we are, it seems like we're in this unique space where black Americans are trying to figure out a way to define ourselves distinctly from other, like, so I'm going to use ADOS, right? American descendants of slavery, because there seems to be a thought that there is the immigrant move. A lot of Africans or people from other countries, i.e. Jamaica, Caribbean, West Indian, or that come from other places, don't share the same value set or the same experience, and oftentimes do not consider themselves blacks in America until it is beneficial to get it for, like, for instance, a scholarship or to take advantage of some opportunities. How do we, as this debate evolves, how do we navigate that space? Because there does seem to be, if you talk to any African cab driver or if you talk to any African Uber driver here in Chicago, they will be like, they are 100% with Trump. They be like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all missing out on the opportunities. How is this evolving, and how does this play into the conversation? And then I'm going to ask you another piece of that, because I know you're a census specialist. This debate on right now, undocumented immigrants starting to get the same rights and privileges as citizens, maybe not at the federal level, but at a national level, at a local and municipal level. How does this all play into the census, how we're counted, and how black power will exist? And I'm not talking about like Ungawa black power, but more like the racial gerrymandering and districts and remaps, etc. How does that work? Because it seems like if we allow this, it's going to water down any influence that black folks have. I'm sorry, I know that's a lot, but since I got a scholar, I'm going to get it all out.
No. Okay. Essentially, here's what's happening. The party in power at this point is changing the rules of the card game. They said, we got snookered. We allowed a Democrat to take the presidency, and there are more Democrats because they played the game. So what we'll do, it's sort of like a card game. Okay, we're all playing a card game, but let's change the rules in the middle of the game. So they're changing the rules. They're redistricting, using the census to move people in and out of the districts. In one Kentucky district, one person represents a district within the state that's 300 miles. You have to go, not 300, 200 miles. In other words, for a congressional district, you're going to have to travel 200 miles to cover this little weird shape. It's gerrymandering again. So what you do is you don't deny the right to vote, but you make it very difficult to vote. And so you have the right to vote, but you don't make it easy for minorities and people who see themselves wanting to vote, wanting to participate. You can vote, but we ain't going to make it easy. It's very much what Mississippi did before. In studying even Kentucky, there was a famous case back in the 1920s where Kentucky had a black political party in Louisville. So what they did, blacks got organized. These were Republican blacks. But then there was some crooked stuff going on. So what they did say, you can vote, but we're not going to count them. They took all the ballots and dumped them in the Ohio River. And so the black candidates for local office didn't win. So that's what you do. This is an old habit of, and even in the post-Civil War period, blacks could vote, but the votes weren't counted. And the same thing is sort of happening today. You're allowed to vote, but what happens if it's very difficult for you to vote, or if your votes aren't counted? The dilemma is, and the same concept for the people coming into this country from other places who might be of African descent. They may or may not understand the dynamics. It is a dynamic that's been born for now a couple of hundred years. One of the things I have as an advantage, I worked for a person from Africa for 7 years. And I've had African instructors from different parts of the continent. Africa is a whole different set of conditions and cultures and traditions. We don't understand that. In many instances, it takes them a while to get here to fully understand the dynamics. It is complicated. You can't just make assumptions about things. The whole notion, this whole little kerfuffle, and I'll call it correctly, kerfuffle, this flap over McConnell, some in a sense are saying he is a Kentucky representative, by the way, born in Alabama, but representing Kentucky as a senator. He is, in a sense, expressing what some perceive to be the real feeling, but not a statement that he said. So when people say things, you have to look at the history. There's a lot of subtext history in all of this. What I brought up with the census comment was that as we identify ourselves as Black, African Americans, I don't care if you say colored or Negro, whatever that term is, it was something that if you look at the census over the years, each decennial census, you can see where blacks were listed. They were listed with all these descriptors. In a sense, it's historical evidence that we've been here before the country was founded. We were among some of those who helped to build those communities. We have every right, our ancestors have every right to participate and did participate in the founding of the United States. We weren't in the legislative hall. We didn't write the laws. The laws are written about us, which tells me that there is heritage. Some of it comes from a failure in our schools to study not only history, but civics. Civics is not taught anymore. There's a move to come against history, this critical race theory disruption. I call it critical erase history campaign. They want to erase the history that's there. As one who's written 3 books on African American history, Kentucky has something unique called the Kentucky African American Encyclopedia, a 1-volume encyclopedia of everything on African Americans in Kentucky from the beginning of the state to the present. That book I tracked it down. It's now in over 900 libraries around the world. It, in a sense, doesn't erase the concept of race. It sort of spells it out. And it was written by blacks and whites. So, in a sense, you have to have your history before you can even have the theory. The theory is a way of understanding what happened. And there are those who are trying to erase history, not discuss it. And that's the thing that bothers me. Now, after I'm gone, those books will be my legacy. What I've written, hopefully, will stay after me. Because if we don't discuss it with our children...
Uncle John. Tell us... No, you don't got to go. No. Tell us the names of the books and where people can find them. List them real quick, so that because you're referencing them. You got 3 of them. Y'all know the Randalls. We real smart.
Okay.
So tell us the 3 books, Uncle John.
Okay.
Tell us the books.
The Kentucky African American Encyclopedia. You got Barnes and Noble in Chicago.
Yeah.
You got Amazon.com.
Yep, we do.
It's there.
Okay.
The other books are 50 Years of Segregation, Black Higher Education in Kentucky. 50 Years of Segregation, Black Higher Education in Kentucky, 1904 to 1954. And that is available through the University Press of Kentucky, but it's also available with Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble.
There it is. And tell us
And then the last one is sort of new. It's also available at Barnes and Noble. It's called The Pursuit of Excellence. Kentucky State University, 1886, 2020, and that's available through Amazon.com. And that is the history of Kentucky State. I taught at Kentucky State for 10 years. I retired from Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green in 2018. Taught there for 27 years. And also taught on the West Coast at Eastern Washington University for 7 years.
Professional.
And those are just...
Uncle John, talk to me real quick because you got about 3 minutes. I want you to tell me, you have studied, and Ruthie, I think you've been into the studying your lineage. I know my uncle has gone to Utah where they have all of the genealogy for everybody, for everywhere.
Salt Lake.
One of the questions that I have, and we've been going back and forth over this, is, Uncle John, we have forever fought for the right to be citizens in this country fully, and to get the right to vote. We are now seeing a move throughout the country, especially in larger cities, to remove the benefits of being a citizen, i.e. in Chicago now you cannot even base anything on citizenship. And we're leaving the Martin Luther, we just celebrated Dr. King's birth, and then we're also getting ready to go into Black History Month. And it seemed like for so long we fought for the right to vote, and now there is a move throughout the country, and we even saw it in the census of whether to count citizens or not count citizens or non-citizens, and I think we should count people. But should non-citizens, in your mind, have the right to vote in municipal elections? In local municipal elections?
One of the things this country likes to say is, if you pay taxes, if you're willing to die for this country, and some of these non-citizens have joined the military, they were willing to die, but they weren't. If you're willing to do all these things, and you're willing to die for this country in the military, there have been some non-citizens in the military, and pay taxes and do everything else that some of the born... What does that say? There's a double standard. As a country, sometimes we get fat and lazy. We want everything, but we don't want to pay for it. There are born citizens don't want to do what they're supposed to do. They would rather steal from folks and shoot folks and kill folks to get what they want. But yet there are people who come here. They say that most citizens couldn't pass the citizenship test, and that's why. So if you have a choice between someone who's willing to work very hard and do the right things, but yet non-citizens don't do that, that's a question mark. We need to think seriously about saying to these non-citizens, they're willing to do things, citizens, born citizens, with all the rights and privileges and immunities of citizenship. You have to remember there's something that the privileges and immunities of citizenship means you can do certain things. Some of these non-citizens are willing to do those that born citizens don't. That's a question we need to seriously think about.
We're going to have a longer conversation on this one, because I don't know about that one. I think we're going to have this, but you know what? I'm glad to have your opinion, right? I want to have your opinion. I just thinking, listening to you, though.
It's 5 cents.
No, it's beautiful content. But I'm also tell you, Unc, that I think that same analogy that you just talked about, I could very easily see white folks using that to try and deprive black people of their right to vote. And so we got to talk about this. First, so can I ask you this? Can I get you back on the show?
Sure.
With a little bit more planning. I know I woke you up this morning. I saw the story and I was like, I gotta call my Uncle John. Yeah, Uncle John. So look, we gotta have this conversation some more. I want to tell you thank you. First of all, we are so beyond proud of you for your 3 books that you have. The one that you contributed and the 2 that you wrote. Understand, my uncle has been on this genealogy since we was little kids, before there was a ABC 1, 2, 3 or whatever them things are. Y'all be putting y'all DNA in to have people shop and sell it back to you. But I want to tell you, thank you for calling this morning. Shout out to Aunt Maxine. Tell Rico I said what's up. And Uncle John, we will have you back on this show because we're going to have us a debate because I can't go with you on this, letting the undocumented vote. But I appreciate the insight and the knowledge that you gave us today, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Okay. All righty. Take care.
Thanks, Uncle John. We'll talk to you later. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:34 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. Over the sports, the Chicago Bulls lose to the Orlando Magic yesterday, 114-95. Now over the traffic on the Kennedy. Still crazy out there, so O'Hare to the Loop is an hour and 36 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is an hour and 5 on the Edens. From Deerfield to Exchange will be an hour and 34 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be an hour and 32 minutes. On the Eisenhower, we got Thorndale to the Loop, an hour and 48 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be an hour 20. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be an hour and 42 minutes. Outbound is locked in at an hour and 16. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is now an hour 14 minutes. On 55 minutes back out to I-80, the Dan Ryan is now 39 minutes to the Loop and 19 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 55th to Jackson is 19 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 11. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 11. Bryn Mawr to Randolph, 16. Today's weather is currently 19 degrees and snowing. Today will be a high of 28 with a low of 10. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here is Interstellar here on the Maze Jackson Show.
In my zone, I found these truths far from you. In my space, in a stellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Yeah, now I know there's no time for pretend. Yeah, I come alive in the moonlight. See me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? Yeah, search, crowd, looking for a way out. I've been hurt, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Mo. Ruthie Mo. Why you looking at me like that? What's up?
Because I'm just wondering if we like trace our genealogy and then we got like, you know, we found the white part. Did that dilute my reparations?
Ha. Well, you know what? Speaking of that, Ruthie, you like Kendrick, right? That's your boy?
Kendrick Lamar, yes.
So did you hear about his new series? Did you hear about it?
I trust Kendrick.
You trust Kendrick? You trust Kendrick to
nobody pray for me.
Make mockery of slavery?
I trust Kendrick. He ain't led us astray yet.
Shoot.
You don't listen to his music, May, so you just don't understand.
Hey, I'm saying, where was his information base?
Maze, you gotta listen to his music.
Right. We gonna be all right.
Yes.
Yep, because his white
and we
girlfriend.
hate Po when they kill us dead in the street for show.
Okay.
Come on now. Classic.
That's why we gonna act like we wasn't slaves no more. With my white girlfriend,
He got a white girlfriend?
Yeah, on this show it is.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in real life.
He does. You know that.
No,
you know.
no, he don't.
You know.
No, he don't. Maze, don't do that to me.
You know.
Maze, you just saying that to
You
try to
know
rile me up.
Kendrick from L.A. too.
Kendrick Lamar does not have a white girlfriend.
Kendrick Brown.
Is that true, Reese? Okay.
You seen? He probably got a white boyfriend.
Oh!
Y'all know how y'all L.A. boys.
Kendrick?
I mean, I'm
Maze,
just saying.
tripping.
Kendrick tripping. Talk about
You
he's doing a
tripping,
sitcom on slavery, and his girlfriend owned his. They found out that his girlfriend owned the family, owned him in the past. Ha ha ha! With the writers of South Park. Ha ha ha! Yep, gonna give white people the right to say nigga.
I have to do more research and to make an informed opinion.
Yep. Kendrick girlfriend named Rebecca Whiteness. Look, Ruthie looking. Y'all know Kendrick. Look, Kendrick they gonna have some picture of Kendrick somewhere with some of them perky things y'all be doing, and he gonna be hugged up with a
some what, Maze?
Perky things.
You talking about pills?
Yeah, y'all know y'all be doing them perky things.
Perky things.
Y'all be like, pass me one of them perky things. Like, that's what the boy, what's his name? What's the dude name? Y'all other superhero future. Perky thing. Give me some perky things. That's right, though. Y'all superhero around here. Look, Kendrick, wait, what's the,
Millennials don't believe in that list.
Kendrick got what's the second hand Kardashian that don't got the Kardashian last name? Ain't it two of them that ain't Kardashian last names?
Yeah, but I think she go with
not Devin Booker, not that one.
You talking about them Jenner girls?
Yeah, I think he's talking about the one that go with the one that go with ASAP or whatever.
No, ASAP.
You talking about Travis Scott? ASAP,
Yeah,
same person.
yeah,
Same
they look
person.
the
Same
right?
person.
Yeah, I get you.
You talking about Kylie Jenner?
He dated her first. That's who.
Who you talking about?
Kendrick.
Kendrick dated Kylie Jenner?
Kendrick is Kylie Jenner's side dude.
Maze, you just out here trying to slander this man's name.
I'm not. Shoot, what y'all mad at?
You talking about Kendrick. You don't talk about Kendrick.
Kendrick, the slave catcher, the one that's doing the slave sitcom? He's doing a slavery sitcom.
Gotta give it a chance. You ain't let it come.
There's no chance. There's not a chance that there's not a slavery sitcom. Y'all ever seen is there a Holocaust sitcom? Would that ever get greenlit? Yes, no. Maybe. You trust who? You think the Jewish people say, "Oh, we'll trust JB with the Jewish sitcom"? I will check Zaf and Afrin.
Yes.
You sound crazy. Y'all, you sound crazy. You think that there is anywhere in the world that you could do a Holocaust sitcom? Anywhere. Anywhere in the world that you could do a sitcom, Holocaust sitcom.
But you know what? I have seen some that's about Hitler.
Sitcoms?
Yes, like funny, like, oh, ha, ha,
They
ha.
never went to the chamber.
No.
They never wasn't at Auschwitz. They wasn't never running around with no...
I've seen Holocaust comedy, man.
Find it for me. Find it.
But it's considered to be anti-Semitic.
Find it.
I mean, don't listen. I'm trying to tell you, it's considered to be anti-Semitic. They don't be going.
It ain't gonna be on Netflix.
They don't be going.
It ain't gonna be on Netflix. What
do you call something if it's like anti-black? Like, do we got a word?
American.
Hey, why is this the second time you done used the word American and it's just been so hilarious?
When has it been good to be Black American? Let me ask you a question.
Troll, man.
He is. I love being a Black American.
No.
Do you know I could go across the globe with my American passport, and if I'm in trouble, all I gotta do is be like, embassy, take me to the embassy.
But you don't say take me to the Black American embassy, though, do you? You say take me to the American embassy. Yes? No. I'm just asking. I'm saying, what you do? You say take me to the African American embassy. You know you don't want to go to that mug no way. They ain't even gonna be open on time. You gonna be like, look, the terrorists coming, and you gonna be like, take me to the African American embassy.
I'm on break.
What you want? You see these bombs out here?
Tell them come back in 30.
So come back in 30, man. I'm on a smoke break. What you doing? Open up. We trying to get in. Oh, my blunt. You see you can't read the sign? You don't see these bonds? I'm just saying.
Give me another 30. And that's when don't count. That's when the
right.
Hey,
you see you messing up my break.
Hey, straight up though, that's why Black Americans, like, we ain't. Everybody else got their own places they can go back to. Some pop off. We stuck here. That's what I'm saying. It's Osh. The American embassy is the Black embassy.
So what y'all mad? So wait. So
man, stop playing. My passport is just like white people's passports.
Not actually. Dude, except for the picture.
Minus the picture.
Right. Geez.
But I can get somewhere too, just the same way they can get somewhere. Because I'm American. And until I start talking, if I'm in a foreign country, they be like, ooh, she American. Because I look like a lot of the populations of these places that I visit globally.
World traveler. You wasn't in China.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's just,
it's
Black people everywhere. You
Not in
said, would
China.
I or did I?
Not in China, it ain't.
Okay, maybe not China, but I don't.
Yeah, maybe like
honestly, I normally visit places with black population.
right. So you got somewhere to hide just in
Not
case.
somewhere to hide,
I'd be
but
like,
you
man,
know.
where the black people be at? When I touch down, I'd be like, where the black people at?
But when you travel though, do you feel more American? Like, do you feel safer as an American when you travel, knowing that
I felt
you
safer
could just put in a call and you had a president looking for your corpse?
I felt safer in Paris. Let me tell you, when I was in Paris, I went walking, and I got stopped by the police twice. And when I pulled out my passport, it was like, oh, okay, like but it was like they was definitely prepared to give me the business, right? Because they don't like the black, like, and it's sort of like downtown. Like, the way the city is set up is like the central business district, and the poorer you are, the further they put you out. And so the police would wait by the subway stations because the people would ride the train in and come up, and then the police would be like, "What are you doing down here?" No, they'd be, "Oh, parlez-vous français?" What? I don't know what the French accent, but they'd be like, man. And I had on, and it was funny because it's crazy. Imagine I was walking around the country with an Obama sweatshirt. Imagine me in an Obama sweatshirt. That was a while ago. Then I pull out my driver's license. American, thank you for coming. I don't know, man. Y'all superheroes. I don't think nobody. I can't ever imagine Jay-Z, Nas, even Biggie doing the slavery. I don't think there's anybody that could have talked. Even the hip hoppers of
what
the
you mean
sold out
doing what?
A slavery sitcom. I mean, I just don't know that there's.
I don't think it's a sitcom, man.
It is, Ruthie. Ruthie, it is. It is a sitcom. He's doing it with the writers of South Park, and you know that they are going to.
It's a comedy movie.
Okay. Live action. Ha ha ha! I asked Riis how many whips it would have took him to switch from Riis to Toby. Ruthie, how many would it take for you to go from, like, if they, how many whips would it take for you to go from Ruthie? I mean, from Rumella, Ruthunda. How many whips would it take for you to go from Ruthunda to Ruthie?
Is this on a clothed back or a naked back?
Well, it's going. You can start with clothes on, but it's coming off because that whip be the first one is ripping like this though. Then you gotta go in the hot box. You saw Django. Then they gonna throw some hot water on you. Gonna be like, "What's your name? What's your name is?" How long you got? How long you holding out for? You go. Riis said he going. He said I'll be talking and I'll be back. He said I'll be Riis.
Toby, but that's my name. What you talking about? Put that thing down, master. I'm Toby. You ain't know that. But as soon as he leave the room, you ain't know. I'm Riis the rule. I'm tell that man what to do.
Bury me in the sea with my ancestors.
Oh, Killmonger.
Bury me in the sea.
I mean, but this all I'm saying, Ruthie.
Do I got my conscious mind today, or am I living in the times?
You got your conscious mind today, but they got that whip from back then.
No, I'm going to.
Ruthie, you don't get to kill yourself. You got to take the whips. You don't get to kill yourself because they can't let the property die. So I'm just saying, here you go.
Are they then going to put salt in my wounds like they would customarily do?
Yeah.
For more torture?
Yeah.
And then do I gotta watch a black person probably put the salt in the wounds?
No, it's your wounds.
But I'm saying,
and then after that, master gonna be like, and you're not through yet. He gonna be like, on that back. In the dirt.
I'm gonna die.
Well, it's gonna be one of them feather mattresses would be pricking you.
After a certain number of lashes, it all feel the same. Once it start whipping through the skin, you start hitting them same contact spots.
So how many
Kill
you taking?
me.
He ain't gonna kill you.
I'm gonna die.
No, you're not.
I'm going to die.
No, you're not.
Maze, I'm going to die.
Ruthie.
And I promise
slavery
you, I
was
ain't
not
going
a
alone.
choice.
I ain't going alone.
So wait, do you believe slavery was a choice?
No, not really. not
Okay,
really. No,
you're making a choice right now
to die versus.
Yes, that's a choice.
But I'm just telling you, like, some people going out with me. Might not be that same day. But trust and believe, I'm gonna be back in the house. You gonna let me back in the house? You see how light?
Oh, so wait, so
I'm
you
be back in the house?
So how long, Ruthie?
I'm going to plot and plan.
So
I got my same
so
mind,
are you? So you wait, but I'm talking. Wait, hold on, because you up here right now.
I'm up here.
And you hear. Well,
I'm gonna be like,
first one.
Damn.
The first one, you like, you got me. I'm like, all right, dog. It's Toby.
Nah.
It's Toby.
Nah.
Ruthie, how many you taking there?
How bad they hurt?
It's a bullwhip, Ruthie.
How bad it hurt?
Did you see Roots? Ask Kunta.
But you know what? I think it depends. What I'm up there for? Why am I getting these lashes?
Because your name.
It depends.
Because you won't
I
call
ain't gonna submit.
Right.
I'm not submitting. How many it take Kunta? How many Kunta had to take?
He like 4. Hey, bro, I'm telling you.
Kunta had the 4?
5, maybe. Let me tell you, when you heard that bad boy.
But he was talking again, though.
He ran, but he got his foot cut off because they gave him the choice, though.
See,
they said it's your foot or your.
You ain't cutting off my foot.
They said, what's that again?
You ain't cutting off my foot.
So let me tell you what his choice was.
That choice.
His choice was
Did he have a choice?
Your foot or your other leg.
You're going to.
Ruthie.
I'm not going out alone.
Ruthie.
If I'm just gonna let you cut my foot off.
Ruthie.
I'm not gonna let you cut off nothing.
Ruthie.
You're going to have to catch me and hang
Ruthie, they
me.
caught you. They already caught you.
They're going to have to hang me.
Ruthie.
Before I just I'm gonna
No, Ruthie. You can be trying to move your foot. They gonna put a chain around it. Right? Now, Ruthie, they gonna say, well, see, you ain't got but for the man.
Are these really choices?
Okay, Ruthie. So if they say to you, it's your foot, Dak, you can't really do the same to a woman that you could do to a man. I don't know what you take off.
These are not choices. These are not choices.
Yes, they are. They're bad and worse, but they're choices.
Kill me.
Kunta had a choice.
Kill me. One of the options to get killed?
No, because
exactly.
you're the property.
Kill
they
me.
gonna bring Ruthie.
Kill me,
So
Maze.
what if they say I'm not killing you?
Okay.
No, we bringing you back.
Maze. By the time I get done, they're going to. But we gonna have to kill her, y'all. We gonna have to take her out.
But they gonna do it super slow
because
and long.
I promise you, on my soul, that once I get down.
How you calling me? I'm on the radio.
Once I get down and you let me back in the big house, I'm taking out your whole family.
With 1 foot.
With 1 foot, Maze. I'm trying to tell you. Maze. I'm trying to tell you. I'm sitting, I'm plotting, and I'm planning. Taking out the whole family. I'm flipping over the whole table.
With 1 foot.
With 1 foot. Because I ain't got nothing to lose.
Your arms all ripped off.
Nothing is worse than somebody who ain't got nothing to lose, who willing to destroy your stuff.
Then that's why. See, then that's why they gotta put you in the box. So wait, let me back up. Now back up. Now, all of this conversation that we had, I want you to turn it into a comedy.
It could be, man.
Is it your foot or your leg, guy? What a choice!
Maze, think about it this way: like satire is considered to be a form of comedy.
See, this is millennials.
No. Think about the history of comedy. You know how black people say, "Yeah, you're just laughing at my pain." A lot of our comedy comes from pain. A lot of it is rooted in pain.
I agree.
And satire.
I agree, but I don't know that I want the satire of the white dudes who do South Park to be doing satire about the slavery. Because at some point, somewhere, Granny ain't funny. Great grandma ain't funny. It's like that. Like, it's just not funny. it's like at the end of the day, when you know that they could go to black, but grandma or great granny right there is still gonna be the victim of whatever the white people wanted to do once the lights go down. Ha 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 ha! I'm laughing and he like, ha. You ever been with your parents and they laughing, but you know you got a whooping coming? Ha 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 ha! Damn, don't let this be over, because as soon as all these people leave, I'm finna get a beating. Imagine that's a raping.
You don't got to imagine. That happens
so
frequently.
Apparently,
historically.
We can figure it out, though. We can satire that up. Oh, Kendrick with his white girlfriend. Y'all around here letting his white girlfriend tell y'all, Kendrick, it's a good idea. They won't understand. You're an artist. Go to the phone lines. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson show. Caller?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, Devin? Shout out to the vice president of What's in It for the Black People. Also outside in the cold collecting signatures. Tell DJ I said thanks. Tell sis I said thanks. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, first of all, man, happy birthday to TENILLE. Thank you for all that you do. You're amazing, and turn up or whatever you do, make $1 million, throw some 22s on the Tesla, whatever you gonna do to turn up. Hey man, shout out to your uncle, man. That was a great call. I just disagree with the last thing that he said.
Me too.
You know, as a representative of Gullah Geechee Midwest, we are indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? We were here before 1776. We are indigenous. The Seminoles were probably Gullah Geechee people. That's our lineage. We need to be talking about lineage. That's why they want to get rid of your grandfather, because they know how your grandfather and your grandmother came over here and what they did to them. That's why language matters. Don't get rid of no words. I want to be able to use any word that I need to at the time I need to use it. My first language ain't English anyway. So you created it. I'm just flipping it and making it be whatever I want to be. So don't get rid of no words. And then I was reading an article. It was saying that when they lock people up, especially like back in the crack era, those people were misidentified as black people, but they could have been Haitian or Jamaican or all of this other stuff. So lineage matters. We need to know who we are. Man, do y'all family history. If you don't know your parents, do whatever you need to do to learn about your parents. Forgive them, because through that healing and education, we will learn who we are. And then you can teach your children who they really are. And children that know who they are don't be out here killing people. Just like them mixed breed people that shot them police, Ella French them. We wouldn't look at them and say they freedmen or FBA. We wouldn't know who they are. But they gonna get characterized as being black, even though they may not even rock with us.
100%. 100%.
So learn your history, people. In closing, every Saturday at TP's, 10 o'clock, come through, holler at us. We're going to go get you this good work. We're going to go get these signatures for Kerry. And that's what we're going to do. Y'all going to come back. We can watch the game, and then we can kick it afterwards. Every Saturday, don't beat us there. Y'all know where it's at, 10 o'clock. Don't act like y'all didn't know. And you got a whole week to prepare. So every Saturday. Anything I missed, bro?
Nope, that's it. Oh, tell them how to sign up, get the form, put the form in the chat. For the black people.
I'll put the form. I'll repost the form. Shout out to Katie. Appreciate the touch base with Katie this weekend. Y'all stay warm. The streets is messed up. Stay warm. Snuggle up. It's still cuffing season. I'm out.
All right, thank you. That is Brother Devin Gordine. We got anybody else on that line? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson show. What you got for us?
Maze Joe Citizen here.
Hey, Joe Citizen. How are you?
Yeah, good. 3 good points. Number one, there have been a number of Jewish
Nazi themed comedies. I can think of Jojo Rabbit just came out in Glorious Bastards, and one of the most famous ones is Mel Brooks, The Producers, which specifically was making fun of Jews and Springtime for Hitler, where he won an Academy Award in 1967. So they actually had them, trust me. On two other points, your uncle came up with a good point I didn't think of before. The idea of somebody's going to die for the country, should they be allowed some kind of allowances with the voting? I was on your side totally that way, but he's got me thinking. And on the last point, Seminoles. We always say they're black, but they got $400 million coming in specifically from the government. They own Hard Rock Cafe. Let's knock on that door and really find out if they think they are black compared to us. That'll be their serial story of reparations.
I heard that. Thank you, Joe Citizen. I appreciate you. Any other callers up there? All right, y'all. Well, this has been a great show. What you looking at?
Told you.
You ain't told me nothing. She gonna be like, Ruthie, my name Ruthie. Ruthie.
No, I'm just trying to tell you, like, the difference between us laughing at the Jewish comedy and the slavery stuff is who gets to control your narrative.
How y'all gonna feel when the white people be laughing?
The same way we feel when we was soft showing and they was laughing.
I don't know,
Ruthie. It depends on who getting paid.
Not for me.
Not for you, Maze. Not for me either.
So down, so bad. I know.
You know.
Down so bad. That's why we down so bad. Kendrick had to get him a white girl.
Kendrick
got him a white girl. We gonna be all white. I can't wait till y'all, cause you know it's gonna happen, right?
What's gonna happen, Maze?
Y'all gonna see a picture of Kendrick and y'all gonna, because you ain't never seen his girlfriend.
Did you think the Dave Chappelle slavery stuff was funny?
What Dave Chappelle slavery stuff?
The Dave Chappelle slavery skits.
I missed it all. I blink it out when I see slavery. I'd be like, we kings. Can I tell y'all something? I was gonna ask y'all this. Do we believe that we always say? Can I just tell you something the other day? So it's funny. I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell on Erica Burton. So Erica was getting some petitions to go out for Carrie, and she was. I did not get them to her because Devin and I were on our way to another event. And so she sent me an inbox, and she said, Kendrick is dating a white lady. Anyway, Erica always say, "Hey, King," and every time she say it, I be looking around like, "Who, me?" Right? Like, who, me? And I was just thinking about the language that we have surrounding ourselves. Right? And I was just thinking about, besides Kendrick dating this white girl, I was thinking about how should we call ourselves African American? I mean, black or African American and all of that stuff. And I don't think that in our minds all of the time, even though we like overcompensate for it, I don't always think that we think black is, not that it's bad, but I do think a lot of times we sometimes incorporate black as less than, or you have an expectation of getting shorted something. And I was just thinking about, I promise you, every time it's the whole, and it ain't even no type of like nothingness, but it just is crazy to think of yours, like when someone addresses you as king. I might talk like, I'm the king. But like when somebody actually acknowledges, and I know she talks to black men like that, it's just weird. Like every time she do it, I'd be like, who, me? And I'd be like, dang, how dope would that be? Because it makes me feel a certain kind of way. How dope would it be? Like I want to share that feeling amongst us, if that makes sense. Like, I'd be like, I don't want to hear no queen, and mama, ooh, baba, and all that stuff. But
you know how they say, it's not what you called, it's what you answer to. But what you're called does matter too. I'll be like, that's corny. Like the queen and the king thing. But every time I read it, or like in reference to me or something like that, I'll be kind of like, damn. Well, but also you got to think about the person that's saying it to you. They got validity. You can't get no king from no empty vessel and feel filled up on that.
Oh.
I know that was deep, right?
I still think it's only one whip.
Oh.
They're gonna kill me.
Oh.
And then you're gonna be mad. I'm gonna find Kendrick's white girlfriend.
That's not funny.
That's hilarious.
Now
and
that's not funny.
And just how serious you taking it, we gonna be all white.
She mixed though.
Yeah, you're right. She gonna be mixed, but
she is mixed.
See, one drop rule.
You know that? She like half black and Puerto Rican or something. She like black and Puerto Rican. But
I ain't gonna try.
She got some black.
Look. I ain't tripping. You know, Ruthie and y'all. You know, y'all millennials are bended. Y'all bend it closer. You gonna bend it you gonna be like, that's all right, cause she mixed. But if she would have walked in the club, she'd have walked in the club, who she thinks she is? Coming around here. You know Kendrick. And you know if that's where he started. You know if that's where he started. You know what he working. Let me stop. Hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie over here mad, y'all. Look at her face. Let me take this.
You ain't gotta do all that.
Ruthie mad.
Listen.
Ruthie mad because Kendrick got a white girlfriend.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
It still has not even been proven, okay?
Oh, look. She's fighting it.
No, I'm not going to look anything
Look,
up.
see? Look, she mad.
No, I'm not.
I'm telling you. Hey,
I don't care.
Yes, you do.
She black, though. You know,
she got the one drop rule, Maze.
That's what y'all use. Use whatever you got to do to make you feel better. That is too funny.
This was in slavery time. What would she be, Maze?
Black.
The masters. She'd be at the master room.
Plotting.
She'd be plotting. How can I? Let me stop. We go be all white. Hey y'all, make sure y'all say happy birthday one more time to my sister. Let me read my things I said real quick before I go. Happy birthday to Neil. Thank you for being uncompromising. I said they like it in the movie, but not in real life. Everybody want that like in the movie. Everybody want the hard person that's going to always get your back, that's never compromising. But when they face that person, they usually don't like them in person. Thank you. Much respect for your work. There is no substitute for hard work. You embody that every day. Much respect for your momhood, both what you've done with the Mom Squad and what you do with Reagan. You make me feel like such a failure sometimes. You really do. Because Reagan be like, yes, I'll put the whole program together. My kids be like, Dad, what time do we gotta go? Tenille took all the home training that we learned, and she is still passing it down. My kids be looking around like, you want us to do what? Reagan be like, I got that. So shout out, much respect to your momhood. I gotta tell you, I see that every day, how much you pour into Reagan, how much you pour into the Mom Squad, and it really shines. And much respect for your sister and your sisterhood. We're not in a sisterhood, but your much love and respect for your sisterhood. I know that I'm the favorite, but I will also say that I don't do 1/10 of the work that you do to keep our family together and moving forward, and the responsibility that you have both with Mom, with Reagan, with us, and just making sure that we all stay connected. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate that, and that your sisterhood means everything to me. And unmatched in business. You know, we started out as Universal Maze Jack Enterprises, and we have grown to build both of our own companies, but always to come back together. It is one conglomeration. I think people sometimes get us confused. Sometimes people think that because you got a company with your name on it, I got a company on it with my name on it, that we don't do it together. It's like it's one thing. We are the Jacksons. Some people love us. Some people don't. Can I tell you what? We really don't care. Because if we got each other, we got our family, we've seen it all. People have told us what they're going to do, what they ain't going to do. And it has always been our blessing to always come out on top. Not to say it wasn't no struggles, not to say that we ain't never had, but it is wonderful now. And I got to tell you, I used to always say I didn't want to be the only person at the party, right? And it is great to see, we always went to the party together, but it is great to watch as you blow up, as you expand, as you take the dreams that we talked about and make them happen. And finally, for always bumping, always jumping in when I couldn't be there. This weekend meant a lot because I was out circulating petitions and I wasn't able to get out to Allstate Arena, but it was the first time. I remember almost 20 years ago, I was holding Milan in my arms as we were kicking off the relationship with Feld Entertainment. And I wanted to be there this weekend with my granddaughter as we went from the third generation of our family having that opportunity. I was not able to be there, but I want to thank you for making it everything that we was. You know, this political game has always put me in a space where I have to I feel like I'm in the choice of making sacrifices for my family for the long term, and sometimes I miss out on the short term. And even in them short term times, you've always been able to fill in the gaps. So I just want to thank you, right? Happy birthday to my sister. Man, we in this bad boy together till the wheels fall off. Thank you to everybody that helped us get here. Happy birthday to my sister. I don't have very much. I know it's a little bit over. Ruthie, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Happy birthday to Neil.
All right, DJ Riis the Rule. Anything you got on your heart and your mind you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, you know, happy birthday to Neil and
I got a
everybody
question.
else out there. May's birthday is Sunday.
Whoa, you ain't supposed to let Can we finish out Tennille's?
Yeah, you're right.
I see Tennille only mentioned mine once today.
Do Tennille give people gifts on her birthday?
No. I mean, I think she give people gifts. It's like our gifts be year round. I'd be like, did that bad boy bounce? If it didn't bounce, I'm giving you a gift every 2 weeks, right? Like, I'd be like, as long as that bad boy didn't bounce, be grateful. No, I'm just saying. All right, wow, what was you going to ask, Ruthie?
Just what Tennille was getting you for her birthday.
Oh, she around here plotting on how she gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for my birthday so she can crash it. So you watch. If we do figure this thing out, we are gonna figure it out. Then we'll be doing it together. Hey y'all, but thank you. And also, if anybody has got any available time today, any days during the week, if you are in a building, if you got a group of people, and you can help us get these signatures, I just want to humbly ask that you let me know. You can reach out to us. We'll drop off petitions to you. If you live in a building and you can just get your neighbors, if you go to a community meeting, a block club, every bit helps. We are working to put our own people in place. So I just want to thank y'all for everything and thank everybody. All right, y'all. Tiger, tell Will we got to get him on the show this week too, so he can let us know what the game plan is regarding Jason Van Dyke. I know he's calling for the boycott of CTA. I'll boycott CTA. I'm down because I don't take it no way. Anyway, hey, y'all. So for Maze and Riis and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose.